Okay. Hero of law. There. Are you ready? You're playing with an official N64 controller. Please hold it like this, okay? I'm doing that right now. Yeah, look at that! Yeah, it's good. Thank you so much for the reset.
What the fuck do you mean 42?
You know, it's funnier than 42. 43. That's wait, I'm quickly moving game a little. There you go. I think now it's centered. Alright. Doesn't this look fucking baller, dude?
Ijiri.
How the fuck do they pronounce Iggyari like that? Game autosaves after each scene. Do not turn off your console during scene transitions. Okay. It's so quiet now. Do you think they forgot it? We'll get a royal visitation. No one could make such a blunder, princess. Oh, it's Impa and Zelda, I assume? Well, I guess I should just go in then. Oh shit! No! Why Romani? March 17, 9:37 a.m. Hyrule Grand Court. Defendant lobby number 3. That's Malon. Don't care. You think that after so many years of doing this, I'd be easy to stress. Why am I shaking? Ugh. I guess a lot worse when it's your friend's life that's on the line. Is she gonna be the fucking Maya Fey where she's just innocent but always gets framed? One of my favorite fucking things about the Ace Attorney series is that, like, the suspect has been, had the limb chopped off, you know, head put into, the fucking meat grinder, several stabs to the heart, the relatives have been shot, you know, by a long-range sniper rifle, and when clearly the culprit is Maya Fey. She's been the call suspect like 4 times. It's so crazy. Okay, but she was possessed by a Navy SEAL at the time. True. Come on, gotta look professional. She can't see you like this. Speaking of her, though, where's she anyway? Hey, you over there. Huh? What is it, attorney? The trial isn't started yet. Dude, the presentation is so cool. But it will be soon, right? Do you happen to know why my client isn't here yet? Dude, attorney badge? Oh my god. Malon, age 27, my longtime friend and the defendant in the case. And Talon, deceased. The victim, owner of Lon Lon Ranch and Malon's loving father. Okay, show him the badge. I wish I could. My favorite thing about Ace Attorney is I'll just be like, oh shit, what do I do? Here's my badge, by the way. I didn't get to speak with her when she was arrested, so I was hoping I could at least exchange a word with her now. Well, you weren't the only one with the idea. I believe she is currently in the prosecutor's lobby. You wanted to talk to her as well. What? What is up with this guy? Who is the Miles Edgeworth? Oh my god, hold on, let me think. It's either Ganondorf. Hold on. Who else? Skull Kid? I don't think Skull Kid has the presence for it now. But like who? Dark Link maybe? Sheik? No. Mido doesn't have the aura. Mido is like a minor character. So it just makes it worse. Maybe Ingo? He bars him from the crime scene, blocks my detention center, and now this. Not to worry. She will definitely be here before the trial. Gonna be like King Hark as a PNG. Ingo would be pain. True, he would be. Great. That'll be a joyous 5 minutes indeed. Well, there's nothing I can do but wait. If I see the fucking judge and I hear my ship sails in the morning. Okay, this is ridiculous. How much longer can he keep her? Let's see. There she is. No need to get all worked up. Is something wrong? Did I hear shouting? So much for looking professional. No, don't worry. Everything's fine. This is Malon. Ever since we met in Hyrule Castle Town all those years ago, we've been great friends. Her heart's in the right place. I know she cared deeply about her father. If everything's fine, why do you look so worried? Well, how did the investigation go? Did you find anything? Yes, the investigation. I found tons of, groundbreaking stuff. Particularly that my opponent's a real scumbag. I think she might be more Mia than Maya. But like, if they want to like do the Mia and Maya stuff, then I feel like actually having Cremia and Romani would have been the better play, even though it wouldn't fit with OoT. A link to the crime. Do you mean Ocarina of crime? The pun has been right there. What did the prosecutor want from you anyway? Well, it was mostly just threats. He can't explain the detail what'll happen to me if I'm found guilty. Doesn't sound like a vital discussion that needed to happen right before the trial. He probably just said that so we wouldn't have much time to talk. You believe in me, right? I didn't do it. I'd never. Yeah, of course, you know. Although, I'll be honest, some things aren't looking very good right now. What's that you've got there? Oh, it's just a pictograph. Oh my god, the fucking consistency. A pictograph of father I carry around. Oh? I just can't believe he's gone. I wish I knew how to cheer her up right now. I'm not very good at handling emotional clients. Hey, you know, that pictograph could be really useful in trial. I understand that's the way it works, but do you know how fucking insensitive you sound right now? Oh, how so? Well, you look so happy together. I can present it to show you that you two had a great relationship, huh? Really think so? Well, here you go then. Malon's pictograph has been added to the court record, and it has the fucking icon, dude! At least I'll be walking in there with something other than my badge. But wait, we shouldn't just be idly chatting. Anyway, there's not much time left. I know it's hard to talk about, but could you please tell me what actually happened? I don't stand much of a chance if I don't know your version of the story. I understand. Unfortunately, there really isn't much to... The trial is starting. Defendant, attorney, please enter the courtroom at once. Oh, I shouldn't have said the stuff about having no chance. Alright then. Everything will be fine. Prosecutor has been playing me like a fool ever since it began, but sooner or later his arrogance will be his undoing. Yeah, the accidentally sound effects. You have to understand, this runs on a real N64. Not right now, but like the ROM hack itself can play just fine on a real N64. Do you know how crazy that is actually? Please, dude. My name is Link. I've been a defense attorney for the last 7 years. I won my fair share of cases and lost some too. This one is personal. There's so much at stake here. Not only do I have to save Malon's life, I've got to find out who did this to Talon. Talon, he was always so kind. He didn't deserve it. I need to do him justice. I can't lose this. And a defense attorney since he was a kid in the forest, too. I knew it! Ganondorf does have Miles Edgeworth energy. That's the way we get to... Oh my god! What the fuck? Court is now in session for the trial of Malon of Lon Range. The defense ready, Your Honor. I sincerely doubt that. This song, dude? Wait, this is actually crazy. Cinema. I'm sorry, dude. This is actually the best thing ever. No one gets Dragmeyer. Ganondorf Dragmeyer. And just like, you know, how instead of like calling him Miles, they call him like, you know, Edgeworth because he's Miles Edgeworth. He's actually more Godot than Edgeworth. I don't... Yeah. Dragmeyer balls. What were they thinking? Pitting me against some pathetic kid. Pathetic kid? What gives you the right to? Still your tongue. You bring shame upon the fine color of your hair. Wild woman. That's crazy. Before long, the world shall know the horrible deeds you've committed. Let us not prolong the inevitable. Shall we begin? This is one karma, you're right. Oh no, this court is no place to be exchanging insults. I have to ask, is this Roru or the guy from Ultimate Trial? As the prosecution seems ready as, well, let's hear their opening statement. The opening statement shall to be the closing one. The girl didn't, it's obvious. She killed her own father in cold blood. Also, she could have the ranch to herself. Couldn't wait for the old fool to die naturally, could you, greedy little rat? Why would she do that? Your Honor, you can't allow this man to verbally abuse the defendant like this. Yeah, these are custom animations. Why is Ganon called Dragma? Because that's his last name. You don't refer to them by first name. Ah, she committed murder, kid. She deserves every bit of scorn she gets. Oh, I do believe a little less commentary wouldn't go amiss. I assure you, old man, you will change your opinion once you see all the damning evidence. Who is this guy? How can he speak to the judge like that? Gandalf Dragmeyer. Looks like I've been lucky to avoid meeting this man until now. The stories I've heard about him must be true. A boorish barbarian of a man hailing from the Garuda province. Apparently, he prides himself on the nearly clean streak he's cultivated for decades. All while disrespecting everyone in the court, including the judge. He is one karma. Oh my god. I've even heard some attorneys refer to him as the king of evil. Definitely has that look at the very least. Who has full armor to court? Very well, please present your case to the court. You don't seem to like me talking, so I'll just let the detective present the basics. Bring Impa, the Sheikah Forest to the stand. Well, here we go, the first battle. I know Impa, she's quite a competent detective. Which worried me. Please let her have made a mistake just this once. Impa is not Gumshoe. Oh my god! Alright. State your name and whatever it is you pretend to do. You never change, do you, prosecutor? Any possible change would be for the worse. Now, stop wasting time. Name and occupation. Oh man. Very well. I am Impa, head detective of the Sheikah Force. Homicide Division. Or for now, at least. Well, what are you waiting for? Start talking! You are the one who assigned to this case, so now you all... Oh, but what calamity has befallen our fair kingdom? Oh, still can't be bothered to give a proper opening statement. I suppose I can do the prosecutor's job for this time, for the sake of an unbiased look. Please go ahead, detective. The incident happened early yesterday morning at Lon Ranch, a local supplier of goods located just south of Castletown. The current owner of the homestead, Talon, was found dead in his ranch house. A tragic loss for our kingdom for sure. I haven't seen the man around Castletown a number. Wait, I've seen him around Castletown a few times, delivering goods. Oh my god, he actually talks just like the judge, adding these fucking unnecessary injections too? That's actually crazy. The song? Wait, let me make it louder. Oh my god. I don't think in post timeskip OT there are any Sheikah left, but maybe not. Maybe there's some. Quite. The owner was a rather important figure in the local community. In any case, we were alerted to the scene murdered by the Royal Guard, who were there on official business. Official business? What kind? As I understand, the ranch provides the kingdom with vital services. To ensure that it's operating as it should, and a gesture of appreciation, the crown orders a visitation to the ranch every year. Oh, I see. A scheduled annual visit. Continue, detective. When the Sheikah force arrived, they found the victim bleeding out onto the floor. Next to him lay his daughter, Malon, breathing but unresponsive. After a thorough investigation, we arrested her, as she was deemed the only possible culprit. That about covers the gist of what happened. Very nice and succinct. Wait, how do, how do you pronounce it? Succinct. Okay. Keep that up, and perhaps he will keep your job. You got it right. Okay. Oh, I don't think the good detective has to worry much about that, given that she is the head of the department. Which reminds me, why set up detectives herself on a case like this? Were the other detectives unavailable? Ah, that would be because I have been assigned to this case by order of the King of Hyrule himself. Fucking hark! The king himself assigned you? That doesn't happen very often, does it? You're correct, Your Honor. I'm not usually involved in field work like this. This time, however, the king felt it necessary because of who is involved. Who is involved? None of the rancher worker really is such a concern for the king. Well, like I said, Lon Ranch is a very important supplier of goods, to be sure. But that's not who I meant. I imagine the king wanted to top investigate on the same job because it was the royal princess herself who discovered the crime scene. Order! I will have order! The royal princess Zelda witnessed the crime? Ha! And there you have it. The case writes on the prince's own words. To doubt it would be... to doubt your own royalty. This is bad. I can't really object to that. Very well. If the prince is testifying today, it's better we don't make her needlessly wait now. Detective, please testify about exactly why the defendant was arrested. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. What? They even have it in the testimony in the fucking Hylian font? And they specifically use the one where like each character actually corresponds to like a fucking kana. This is fucking cinema, dude. Oh my god. It is a regret, I agree. I'm with Direct Meyer. All the evidence points towards the girl being the culprit. We determined that the murder definitely took place inside the ranch house. There were only 3 people on the ranch. The victim, the defendant, and a worker who has an alibi for the time of the crime. A worker, you say? The defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim, who was bleeding out onto the floor. Furthermore, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that's what she used to kill the victim. She seems like such a bright girl. It's most unfortunate. Yeah, this is so sincere and authentic. And that's why I wanted to stream it, because like if I've seen like a lot of these like Ace Attorney like parody videos where it's just like shittily stitched together and whatever. And like, you know, whatever, they can be there for a quick laugh. But like I saw this, you know, I was like, man, I have to stream it, you know. Your Honor, I would like to submit the pieces of evidence to the court. First, I have the autopsy report performed by the Crown's top coroner. Is that actually like Zelda's letter, but just repurposed here? Here's what we determined to be the murder weapon, which we took from the defendant's hands, and that's the fucking that's the fucking saw that you give to that one man in the woods too. Yeah, it's just an AU fanfic in game form. It's awesome. The poacher saw, yeah. Also, I Boris, did I actually pronounce it incorrectly? Okay. To make sure we had the correct weapon, we conducted a very thorough investigation. The bomber's notebook? We searched everyone and we searched everyone and thoroughly examined the ranch in its vicinity. Nothing unusual was found, but to be safe, we also checked the ranch's inventory list to see whether anything was missing. The list matches the items we found on the ranch exactly, and nothing but the saw had fresh blood on it. Okay. I wanna check it out. Okay. So. Oh shit, dude. Okay. 15th of March, name Ingo. Rakes, garden hose, buckets, hammers, knives, wood saws, saddles, horseshoes, axes, brooms, scythe, shovels.
Are you winning, son?
Post pounders, drag carrots, water hoses. Okay, there's like nothing unusual here. And yeah, no, thank you so much for the raid and welcome. We're out here playing an Ace Attorney Ocarina of Time hack. Yeah, knives, you say? I mean, we know for sure that's like the wood saw, right? That's like being talked about there. Yeah. Supposed murder weapon found in Malon's hand, clean of blood. Okay. Also, a deep irregular wound made with a sharp metal object. Victim died from blood. Lots of blood, no later than 8 a.m. It's what I'm saying. It's definitely like in the saw itself because otherwise it wouldn't be an irregular. Yeah, ROM hacks are fucking absurd, man. That's exactly why I like to stream them because I feel like most people are not aware like how cool they're getting. Hope you had a good time with your stream. I mean, I'm pretty sure they cleaned the blood, even though it's kind of weird. I don't think they're gonna like update the Odyssey reporting. We have Ganondorf Dragmire, age 59, prosecutor assigned to the case, rude to others, easily angered. And Impa, age 34, head of detectives assigned to investigate the case. Okay. Oh no, this is an actual ROM hack. And this runs on an actual legitimate N64. Man, it's not 59. True. That does sound quite compelling. Must have been a truly terrifying scene. Dying from a wound made by a weapon like this is extremely painful. It only helps to prove the defendant's viciousness. Wait, you see what's so obnoxious today? You keep resetting day cycles with how it was set up. No, I hate when that happens. Sorry, they're going to paint Malon as some heartless monster. There's one more thing I feel like I should mention for the sake of completeness. Shortly after we arrived at the ranch, a courier showed up to take some milk shipment. Of course, business must go on. It is really necessary to enter into evidence, though. The shipment did end up leaving the ranch, so I feel like it bears mentioning. Why the contents checked before you let them go? Naturally. Who do you take us for? Even though the worker handled the shipments did get quite worked up about it, we cracked all the boxes open to check what's inside. In the end, it did only be milk bottles, so we let them through. Very well, thank you for your thoroughness, detective. Interesting. So, what happens now? Well, this is where I step in and perform a cross-examination. Great! How does it work? Could you explain what you're going to be doing? And her to be going with again. There's no time, dude! I don't know, I want to see the dialogue, right? I'm pretty sure it's like for people who have played Ace Attorney before and for those who haven't. I'll still go for the explanation so like, viewers know what's going on and like maybe we get like some cute dialogue tidbit out of it. The witness will repeat her testimony. I'll be able to scroll back and forth through individual statements by pressing A and B, or with R and R. They just repeat it as many times as you want? That's right, I have to consider every little detail. Can't miss a thing. If I want more info about something, I can press L or Z to press the statement and ask the witness a question. Grill them for info. Yep. Since the witness has to come up with an answer on the spot, if they're lying, prompting for more info can make them slip up. Most important though, if I find something that doesn't line up with the evidence, I can press R to bring up the court record. The court record is basically a list of all the evidence, right? Yeah, the owl motive goes crazy. Yes, I can open it any time if I want to recheck the facts. After choosing the contradicting item, I'll press C up to raise an objection and present my doubts to the court. Oh, I can only present evidence, but not only evidence, but profiles as well. Profiles? The court record contains a list of all the people involved too. I can switch between the evidence and profiles of R. If I need to review what's being said recently, I can also press start to see the history of messages. It's so cool, dude! Again, it finally made Ocarina of Time into a good game. Ah, I see. That makes sense. Is the defense done whispering? Sorry. He's so upset about it. Why doesn't he just press to skip ahead, huh? The defense is ready to cross-examine the witness. Ugh. A waste of time. I sincerely hope you're not implying the standard court procedure is a waste of time, Mr. Dragmeyer. In any case, we're ready, defense. Please begin the cross-examination. Okay. Dude, this is sick! The fucking screen! It's a regret that I agree with Dragmeyer. All the evidence points towards this girl being the culprit. Don't think so. What makes you think she's the culprit? She's just about to tell you. Keep quiet and listen. Right. Sorry. Indeed, as I was saying, the good age-old tradition of just pressing L on everything. We determined that the murder definitely took place inside the ranch house. Tell me more! And just how did you do that? It's quite simple. There was no blood found anywhere else. Had the victim been attacked in some other location, we'd expect a trail of it leading to the scene. Wouldn't the killer have just cleaned it all up? Certainly not. The path to the ranch house at London is not paved in any way. Cleaning blood up the ground would require disturbing the soil. Naturally, we found nothing of the sort. But there wouldn't have been enough time to pull that off anyway. Likely true. Right, it sounds like the location of the crime scene is pretty firm. But I'm not giving up yet. There were only 3 people on the ranch. The victim, the defendant, and a worker who has an alibi for the time of the crime. Wait! 3 people, you say? I guess I would have to be Mr. Ingo. Let me stop you before you start getting too excited. If you had listened to the rest of what the detective said, you'd notice she mentioned alibi. Indeed, we're pretty certain that the ranch worker couldn't have been involved. Well, what is the alibi then? You might remember that I brought up some outgoing milk shipments. Well, the worker, Ingo, was in charge of them. He left the ranch house first thing in the morning and was busy preparing the shipments after that. Is that so? Surely he could have gotten away from that one quick little murder? Well, this would just be a quick little murder, as you so crudely put it. He'd have to take steps to hide his involvement too. There was definitely not enough time for that. Unfortunately, I agree. Preparing a shipment is a lot of work. You have to make all the cows, clean the bottles, pour the milk out into them, arrange them into crates, and finally load it all up into the wagon. Usually, I had to do it together with Father to finish before the courier arrived. The shipments were already ready when we arrived at the ranch. And oh wait, hold on. Okay, when we checked the boxes, they were fully loaded with filled milk bottles. As Ingo was able to do the work of 2 people on his own. Isn't that a bit odd? Odd or not, he evidently just did that. Clearly, he's a man dedicated to his job. Or perhaps the girl and her father are just very inefficient. You know what? Not only is Ganondorf the Van Karma, He is also, he has the fucking voice for it, dude. I never thought, never made the connection until now. They both have this fucked up, extremely deep voice, man. It's great, eh? Whole thing seems awfully suspicious if you ask me, but I guess I have nothing to dispute it with. The defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim. It was bleeding out onto the floor. Stop. Balin fainted? Correct. We couldn't get her to wake up for a long time. Eventually, we decided to administer a healing fairy so she could be questioned. I guess finding the body was just that much of a shock, huh? Ha! Probably just pretending, trying to make it look like she had merely found the body. In any event. Oh, bros, it's looking bad. Furthermore, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that's what was used to kill the victim. Halt! And how can we be so sure of this? Look at the autopsy report. Deep, irregular wounds made with a sharp metal object. Don't hold it like that! I mean, it's cool, but don't do that! The saw was the only sharp implement in the wrench house that could produce such a wound. I know, dude, it's so cool. And as I've already mentioned, we also looked closely at all the other sharp things at the wrench. None had recent blood on them. That still doesn't necessarily mean the saw was the murder weapon. Maybe the real culprit hit the real one. Oh yeah? Prove it then. Show us the real murder weapon. Well, I definitely don't have any way to do that. Still, something bothers me about that saw. So, you have nothing? What a waste of time. No, I definitely got something. I want to, like, first press a statement here. Yeah. I mean, it's on one hand, like, we got, like, the funny picture. That's not even, like, what I was, like, thinking of, even though it is pretty funny that we just kind of got it here. Also, wait a second. Who is saying that Epona is not involved here? Yeah, there is actually a little tick showing you, like, whether or not you've actually... whether or not you've, like, pressed that statement. It's... Wait! Okay, well, I didn't mean to hold here. I meant to actually go back. Sure is. We've known each other for years. You actually murdered your father in cold blood. How curious. Perhaps you're just a bad judge of character, both of you. Yeah, I want to show the picture of the saw, but fuck, okay. No way. Just give me some time, and I'm going to prove it. Huh. Do you see anything wrong yet? Well, usually it's difficult to find something wrong with the basic facts of the case. That said, I do think I saw one small thing. Me too, bro. Me too. Really? That's great. It sure is, because I've got to poke all the holes I can find before the princess gets here. Alright, hold on, let me go to statement 5. I do like that, just like an Ace Attorney, it goes to, like, the animations for, like, each of these. That's actually pretty fucking good. Okay. Yeah. I guess, like, see up. Should I do it, like, after pressing, or should I do it now? I feel like I should do it during the pressing. Badge! We'll get to that moment. You all guys want badge? Fine. The evidence reveals a massive contradiction. Is that not your attorney's badge? I will give it to you, defense. It does indeed reveal a massive contradiction. The contradiction is how someone like you passed the bar exam. Are you happy now? Yeah, I feel like I should do it during the pressing here, but, like, let me... Huh? Seems like a fairly large oversight. I just want to make sure of something. The state of the saw is currently in... the state the saw is currently in is how you found it at the crime scene. That's correct. That's strange, considering how much the victim bled out and how deep the wound was. Why was there no blood on the supposed murder weapon? No shit! I wish I had 3D tracking, dude. This is cinema. Ah, this is all you have? Naturally, prosecution has an explanation of why the saw is clean. Behold, the cloth was found in the defendant's other hand. As you can plainly see, it is stained with blood. The defendant simply wiped the murder weapon in a futile attempt to hide her involvement. If Mala was trying to hide her involvement, why didn't she just leave the crime scene? Obviously, she was trying to hide the body before the royal visitation arrived at the ranch. Unfortunately for her, it just so happened that the delegation arrived quite a bit earlier than scheduled. In a panic, she quickly wiped the saw off and pretended to faint to make it look like she just stumbled upon the scene. Wouldn't they be able to like prove? I know the game won't let me do that because it's the obvious solution. If they had to go so far to use a fairy to get her to stop being unconscious, that implies that she couldn't have possibly stabbed him, wiped the blood, and then like faked being unconscious. Like there is something I hate it. Young lady thinks I'm not looking very good for you right now. The court accepts the bloody cloth as into evidence. Okay. So, what's the story with this cloth? Well, as I was doing a final check around the ranch, I noticed that a part of the fence around the horse paddock was damaged. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but sometimes one of those horses gets just a little too rowdy, you know? Right. Anyway, I didn't want to bother Mr. Ingo about it, so I tried to cut up a new rail by myself to patch it up. But then the saw slipped and I cut my hand open. And why would you not mention that? Oh goodness, are you okay? Well, it wasn't that bad. It did bleed quite a lot though, so I used the cloth to quickly bandage the wound. I was actually going to into the ranch to ask Father to help me with the fence. Ah, a likely story. And impossible to verify now, of course. The Sheikah Force had to use a fairy on the defendant to get her out of her supposed unconsciousness. I do have to give her some credit. She is a one cunning woman. She knew that would explain the sudden lack of any wound on her hand. Are you fucking kidding me? You can do a fucking Odyssey report, but you can't test blood on a fucking rag? Also, the animations are Kino. Oh, why, yes, fairies are wonderful. Just the other day, I slammed my hand with a gable and one took the pain off immediately. Great. Glad to know they're used for such important things. But, dang it. Too bad there's no way to tell whose blood is on the cloth. Yeah, again, he's just like the Ace Attorney, Judge, where you keep saying random shit, huh? I do believe this matter. It's been settled. I'm ready to call my next witness. Is that all I can get out of her? You served your purpose. Sheikah, be gone. Fine. But you had to best treat Her Majesty with respect. And see to it that you spend the night in the dungeons. Do not presume to threaten me, Sheikah. A night of darkness and solitude would be nothing but comfort to me. That's so. Then perhaps we should fill the dungeons with lit candles for the occasion. Glaring daggers at each other. This doesn't end soon, we're all in trouble. Order, order! I'm sure we'll treat the princess with utmost respect. You may step down, detective. I wanted to say, there is some tension between these two that I do not like. The lightning on the gable is such an insane there are so many great details in this theater. This case has already made me worry, with all the pointless jabber. The time is arrived to deal the final blow. I call Her Highness Princess Zelda of Hyrule to the stand. There she is. Oh, the theme! Is something the matter? Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden?
Your Highness. I bet we're all just a bit uncertain on how to proceed. It is quite the honor to have such an esteemed guest in these halls. Ugh. In the face of the law, the prince is no different from a peasant. Name and occupation. Now!
The prosecution will behave. I will not have any derogatory statements directed to the princess.
Derogatory? Simply wish to have not waste any time. We must employ proper procedure.
Oh man. It's alright, Detective. I believe the prosecution does have a point. In the eyes of the law, we are all equals. Understand, I am just another witness. I should not be getting any special treatment.
Very admirable, Your Highness. We can all rest easy knowing that Harold's destined to have such a wise monarch in its future. Yes, indeed. I eagerly await the day when our next ruler takes the throne and reshapes the kingdom in their image.
You flatter me, prosecutor. Now, then, I believe I was asked for my name and occupation. I am Zelda, current princess of the Hyrule and heir, apparent to the throne.
Marvelous, Your Highness. Before we begin, I would like to know, why were you at London Ranch to witness this terrible incident?
It's simple, really. London Ranch is Hyrule Castle Town's biggest food supplier. Not only that, but the ranch also equips Hyrule's royal guard with the finest of horses. Every year, the royal family makes a visit as a gesture of goodwill and to ensure the quality of the seeds. Wow, I didn't know your horses were used by the royal guards.
Yep.
We work hard every year to make sure they are in the best possible condition. But I'd love to boast about it to the other ranch owners.
Knowing Talon, I'm sure you didn't. How unfortunate, the ranch may no longer meet the crown's high standards under new management. The royal family has a backup, I trust.
We're looking for one. Naturally, the standards are quite high.
Yes, of course. Now then, please describe what you saw on the day of the incident.
Very well. Here we go. Let's go! Being behind the door. I arrived at London Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my royal guards. I remember seeing... I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us. I could sense that something was wrong. I opened the door to the ranch house and went inside. The room was mostly empty. There was a table with some kind of crystal bottle on top of it. In front of the table, a terrifying scene was unveiling. The defendant hacked at the ranch owner's chest with the saw she was holding. I overcome with fear and I screamed. I'll never forget what I saw that day. I heard that Tal and his daughter were incredibly kind. I cannot believe she would commit such horrible violence.
Then, there's something here.
One?
Oh my, you saw the very moment the victim was killed? There you go. Decisive testimony. As there's no need to doubt the prince's statement, I call for the judge to make a ruling right away.
Hey, now, hold on. I didn't go there to cross-examine the witness yet, and besides, what's going on with the entire, in the eyes of the law, we're all equals? Yeah, even Ganondorf was confused by the lying. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want a cross-examination because it would actually prove that she's not correct.
You haven't fooled me because there is no need. Did you not hear one word of what I said?
Didn't you just say we should follow the procedures and treat the princess like any other witness? That's what they did. The defense is right, eh?
You complete. I believe the defense has a point. They do have every right to perform a cross-examination, no matter who is testifying.
I was quite looking forward to this part myself. I have only read about the court procedures, things in the royal library.
That being said, I will not tolerate any reckless accusations toward the princess. That clear?
Not sure, Your Honor. How am I going to cross-examine the princess? It's going to end well. What's gotten into the prosecutor? It seemed like a rather intense outburst.
I do have a guess.
Oh? For the princess status, it's impossible for Dragmire didn't have an opportunity to discuss her testimony with her. That might mean the testimony is a surprise even to him. This could be my chance.
Before we begin, there's just one thing that caught my attention. I believe the princess mentioned seeing some kind of glass bottle at the crime scene.
That would be this, I presume. Aha! Oh yes, that's exactly it. What is that? Oh, it's the bottle of perfume that father intended to gift her highness when she arrived. He quickly rode out to town to get it at last moment. We didn't know the princess was coming instead of the king until only about 2 hours until the visitation. Oh, how thoughtful. He really did not need to bother himself so.
As fascinating as all this, the prosecution doesn't believe it's relevant to the case. Then why do you have it in your fucking pocket, you person?
It's good to have a full picture of the crime scene. The defense requests the bottle to be accepted into evidence.
Ugh.
It's not etched up. It's Dragmire von Karmer. Get it right.
Desperate to latch into every single thing, are you?
Whatever. You can add it to the evidence. It will make you happy. Drag karma? No skin off my teeth.
In that case, the court accepts this bottle into evidence.
Right. It was literally there at when we saw the princess enter.
Now then, defense, begin your cross-examination.
Okay, the scene behind the door. I arrived at London Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my royal guards. Halt. If the guards were with their highness, why were they not called as witnesses?
We did question the guards, naturally. Apparently, they didn't get to see anything relevant.
I was the only one to enter the crime scene. After seeing what was inside, I stood guard and insisted that no one be allowed inside until the Sheikah force arrived. I have read I've read that preserving the scene is vital.
Quite correct. I'm sure the guards were absolutely thrilled with this order. Please proceed, witness.
I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us.
Have you conducted these royal visitations in the past, Your Highness?
No. This was my first one. Up until last year, my father was always the one to visit London Ranch. However, he decided I had to start preparing for all the royal duties that await me, and so I was to do it this time.
You will doubtlessly perform admirably as ruler when the time comes.
What happened when you got to the ranch house? I could sense that something was wrong. I opened the door to the ranch house and went inside.
And? What then?
Stop interrupting and let her get to the point!
Defense, I believe I was clear about not badgering the witness.
Dude, I need to calm down. The room was mostly empty. There was a table with some kind of crystal ball on top of it.
I love this mechanic,
dude. Are you winning, son?
Hey, Hannah Yeoman, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome. We're out here playing an Ace Attorney style Ocarina of Time hack. To give you the TLDR, a murder happened at Lon Lon Ranch. Yeah, you gotta play it, dude. But like the general gist, without like too many spoilers, like, you know, basically somebody got murdered at Lon Lon Ranch, and we're now trying to find out because like they're accusing Malon, you know, to have killed her own father. We're trying to like make sure this ain't the, you know, the truth comes out. I hope it's a good stream.
You saw the description, you were like, what the hell? Sure, hell yeah.
Dude, it's the details on this are incredible. I also think it was Epona. Oh no, I don't think it was Epona. I think it was like one of the other horses specifically. You know, the ones that like never get attention because everybody like only ever looks at Epona. Dude, I'm telling you, this is it. Do you see that horse behind like Talon and Malon? Yeah, that running horse, dude. Why do you think it's running? Guilt. You pay attention to something like that after seeing a murder princess? Well, I spent a rather long time in there waiting for the Sheikah first to arrive. Plus, that bottle is quite beautiful. It just stood out. And from the table, a terrifying scene was unveiling. The defendant hacked at the wrench on his chest with the saw she was holding. What? You were there at the exact time of the murder, Your Highness. That is correct. That's impossible! You're lying!
The defendant will curb her outbursts. You're addressing royalty.
This is really bad. What now? I'm not gonna accuse Zelda of the crime. But I will ask definitely about the crime scene, I feel. They don't put the horse in the stand. It isn't a real isotonic parody, true. I also kind of want to ask what's outside, though. Yes, again, the details are incredible. Where were the victim and the killer at this time? The ranch owner was in front of the little table that is directly across the entrance door. Do we have any... We have the autopsy report. Also, wait, 8 a.m. Died from loss of blood no later than 8 a.m. I think that's gonna be it. Huh? The defendant was right in front of him and quickly fainted after her attack. A large pool of blood started forming where the victim was. Okay. Yeah, she had no time to clean, that's what I'm saying. I had a rather good view of the whole scene. Right, you sure did, huh?
It's as unfortunate as it is fortunate that you could see the whole thing in such detail. Now, please continue.
Did I ask something else? Yeah. What was going on outside, huh? Are you sure there wasn't anyone else at the ranch, Your Highness? First time chatter. Hello, Fruitbat. Why are you playing video game ace Atoyne Oracina O-timed? In this message. No, this place looked empty. Although, I did later see a worker pull up a loaded wagon when the courier was asking about milk shipment. He caused a bit of a scene when the Sheikah force started inspecting it. The worker must have been... Wait, somewhere else on the ranch, I suppose. Aha!
I see now. The ranch is pretty large. And the said worker was inside the building on the other side, huh? It's quite understandable. She wouldn't have seen him until later.
This really doesn't give me a whole lot of work with.
That's something else. Do I get an instant game over? I feel like I should be getting an instant game over.
You know what? I'm gonna save state. Just in case. Well, if you are there alone, how do we know you didn't do it? Huh?
Accusing the princess? Pathetic. The defense is truly grasping its straws.
You fool! You think a child could overpower a grown adult? One who does hard manual labor every day? And besides, why would the princess even want to take the life of a measly ranch owner? And not just any ranch owner. One that the crown had a most successful business relationship with. Idiotic. Simply idiotic. Maybe the crown wanted to ranch for them.
Has the defense lost their mind? This is line of questioning immediately.
Perhaps a penalty will disabuse the defense from further unsubstantiated accusations.
No, then perhaps the defense wants to bid farewell to their head. I hear traitors are dealt with swiftly these days.
I extend the most sincere apologies. I don't know what came over me.
Nonetheless, I believe a penalty is still very much warranted.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that's a stupid thing to say. There's definitely something off about her statement, though. There's something else. I feel like I should be pressing regarding the time. Okay, no, I'm gonna do that again. I just wanna quickly make sure I got all of them here. Even though I'm pretty sure statement number 5 is gonna be enough. I was overcome with fear, and I screamed. I will never forget what I saw that day. Oh, yeah? Yeah, the rag is also a good point. Oh, you're right. I did check the profiles. But I did not check hers yet. Princess Zelda, age 14. Heir apparent to the throne. A witness to the murder. I find the illustrations used here incredibly fascinating because I'm pretty sure the Zelda one is not official. I could be wrong. Like, I know the Impa one is edited, but I think it uses her, like, official artwork as a baseline, similar to, like, you know, Roru. Like, Talon and Malon are just OG. Malon is in her 20s. This is weirder. It could be a link to the past Zelda, but I don't recognize that art style, actually. The weird thing is that I think the ears look legit. The hair doesn't look like it matches any art style. You know, these are official ages, yeah, for sure, because, like, again, it wouldn't make sense whatsoever. Like, it wouldn't have full-grown fucking Malon, but for some reason. Yeah, the hair looks custom, maybe because, Yeah, they probably, like, removed the headdress from the official art and gave her a link to the past here, yeah. That makes sense. Are you sure you got a good look, then, Your Highness? You didn't look away in panic? Princess was very brave to take control of the situation the way she did now. There is no need to doubt what she saw. Yeah, no, it's pretty much like, again, an Ace Attorney case, like, in the Zelda engine with Zelda characters. Yes, I suppose what she did was admirable. If only we'd arrived earlier. Your Highness, don't blame yourself for this. Don't agree with her! Do not agree with You fucking bimbo! He'd arrived earlier. He could have been the one that got attacked. Ah. So he could have lashed out at anyone trying to stop you, huh? Despicable. That's not what she meant, and you know it. Princess, please go on. Very well. I heard that Talon and his daughter were incredibly kind. I cannot believe she would commit such horrible violence. Cross your heart, Your Highness. You know Malon didn't do this. What nonsense! Her heart? What do her organs have to do with anything? Oh, of course. Evidence and testimony be damned just because we feel the defendant must be innocent. Well, if you're sure, then I declare today's verdict. Have you got senile, old man? Thank you, thank you. I love Ace Attorney Judge so much. There's a reason why Judge is unironically one of my top 3 favorite AA characters, and they did it so well. He would say that. Just this fucking line. It's beautiful. It was a joke, much like the arguments the defense has been presenting. I can't believe the princess would lie like this. Yeah, it really is shocking. You don't believe her, right? Even if she's a princess, that means nothing. I didn't do it. To trust authority to our best friend. I'll need something very concrete to disprove what the princess is saying. Okay, there you go. Again. Okay, wait, I have several. Hold on. First of all, I know it's gonna be statement 5. However, a little after... Is this a good point to bring up? Yeah. 8 a.m. is mentioned, like, a little after, and no later than 8 a.m. Either I'm having an ESL issue, or this could actually be, like, a very good point. Again, it's definitely statement number 5. Ah. Your Honor, Your Highness, I believe I found something that doesn't quite match up with the fact. Well, dare you question the princess, you will let the defense speak, prosecutor? I think I see why you're so desperately wanting to prevent his cross-examination now. Your Highness, you stated that you arrived at the ranch shortly after 8 a.m., correct? Yes, the visitors were... It was scheduled for 8:30 exactly. We're quite a bit early. I see. That makes something you mentioned quite impossible. As stated by the autopsy report, the victim definitely died before 8 a.m. You couldn't have seen the defendant attack the ranch owner when you arrived. Because the victim was already dead by then. I was doing the actual pointing at the screen thing just now.
Order, order!
Yes, he really caught her in a lie.
Your Highness, what is the meaning of this? While I wholeheartedly respect and serve the crown, I will nonetheless not tolerate lies in my court.
I have not lied. I suppose I did not see the exact moment it happened. I guess I only thought I did. Princess, it's a matter of life and death. I definitely saw the defendant there, though, along with the body. There's no one else who could have done it. I remember all the other details correctly. The body's on the floor, the pool of blood. You have to believe me.
Perhaps it's best if Her Highness revises her testimony.
That's not good. This is still not enough doubt to overturn his testimony. I'll have to find something else, or this case will be over. Okay. What I actually saw. There we go. I'm sorry for embellishing the truth a little bit. I did not see the actual moment of the attack. But it hadn't happened shortly before I went into the ranch house. Miss Mal and her father were the only ones at the scene of the crime, so she must be the culprit. What is wrong with you?
I see. You only saw the aftermath of the scene, not the actual crime being committed. Very well. Hopefully there are no issues with your testimony this time. Defense, is it time for your cross-examination?
Naturally, Honor. Dragmeier still looks pretty angry. I bet he didn't expect such a blatant contradiction to pop up. I could just find another one like the prince's testimony that would become completely untrustworthy in the eyes of the judge. Okay. What I actually saw. I'm sorry for embellishing the truth a little bit. Hold it. Are you really sorry? I mean, why'd you do that, Your Highness? There's a life on the line here. I really am sorry. I suppose I got a bit too excited about being a witness in an actual murder trial. Really? No? Most people hate testifying. Yes, well, the life of a princess is rather boring, you know? It's quite a break from the routine for me. Could just get a hobby then. I did not see the actual moment of the attack. Yeah, she's a true crime girlie. That's crazy. In that case, it can't be conclusively proven that the defendant did it. Defense, did you exhaust your singular brain cell on that last contradiction you found? There's a death mountain worth of evidence pointing to that defendant. Just because no one saw the actual moment of the crime doesn't mean anyone else could have done it. I think you're making a death mountain out of a death molehill. But it had to have happened shortly before I went to the ranch house. Why? How can you be so sure of that, Princess? Well, when I entered the ranch house, the victim still had the murder weapon embedded into his body. Am I? That can't be right. Yeah, that... Okay, does it mention here explicitly that it was in her hands? Hold on. The weapon couldn't have been wiped clean, yeah. No, I think that, yeah, it would have been the cloth then in this case here, right now. Yeah. What? It is obviously that it makes sense, is it not? The killer did not have enough time to hide the weapon. Oh, girly pop. Yes, I might have not seen the murder firsthand, but I must have been very close to doing so.
Oh my, that seems like a very important detail. I think it would be advisable for Her Highness to amend her testimony.
Uh-oh. Certainly, Your Honor. Interesting. Dragmire certainly doesn't look very happy about the development, does he? Thinking about it, I might just know why. Okay, I want to press statement number 5 first. Because again, I just want to see the dialogue. Again, the best part about Ace Attorney is that even if you know the answer, you want to like see what they got to say, right? Miss Mount and her father were the only ones at the scene of the crime, so she must be the culprit. Hold there. Are you sure Malin was the only person there other than the victim? From what I recall, there is an upstairs room in the ranch house. What if someone was hiding there? Don't be stupid, Defense. If someone was hiding up there, the Sheikah force would have found them. I stood guard at the door the entire time. No one could have left. What if they jumped out the window? Don't be ridiculous. Those windows are very high up. Actually, those windows can't even be opened. They'd have to break one to leave. Right. Well, it's a little bit more plausible than the last testimony she gave. It's about the matches the detective's account, doesn't it? Well, I feel like something there sticks out like a sore thumb. Yeah, what about the hay pile, huh? Okay. The murder weapon was still stuck into the victim's body after all. I could just present it, but again, give me the dialogue. What doesn't necessarily mean that the client was the one to do it, though. What it means someone else snuck it before Mal and the prince arrived. Well, I suppose... London Ranch is surrounded by high walls, and the only one way through is a self-locking gate. Unless... Okay, hold on, shut up, correct, Maya. Unless you are a horse. I've seen Epona jump over that fence. She would do it again. Check and mate, atheist dude. I fucking got you here. I have recorded evidence of the horse jumping over the fence. Not very many people have a key to that gate, huh? Just a personnel on the crown. Well, someone could have forced their way in. Well, if you wish to propose such a possibility, you must substantiate it with evidence. Do you have any proof another person showed up at ranch house before the princess? I'll openly say I don't, because that's not the statement that I wanna press. We already lost 2 hearts because we're shitposting. Oh, I don't have anything with the sword. There must be another angle I could attack this from. Very well, witness. Since the defense has wisely chosen to stay silent, please continue testimony. I don't want to get a game over. It would be so cringe. Alright, let me just quickly report the bloodied cloth. Oops, hold on. Ha! I believe I found another reason to doubt the witness's words. It seems the prosecution sees what I'm getting at here. There's a bloody cloth discovered at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has argued before that it was used to wipe the saw clean. The princess saw that saw lodged in Talon's body, and the crime scene was left intact. And it couldn't have been wiped! Well, Prosecutor Dragmire, care to explain?
This is most perplexing. Your Highness, are you sure that's what you saw?
Well, maybe the prince decided to pull the saw out in valiant yet futile attempt to save the victim. And then wipe the blade clean.
That would almost be like framing the defendant.
Of course I didn't know such thing! I made sure the crime scene stayed intact! I guess I must have made up the memory about the saw sticking out of Mr. Talon as well. The sweat, dude. You idiotic girl! Do you even realize what you've done through your bumbling? Sorry. I was just so excited to sentence a witness in court just as well. Whenever I tried telling my father about anything, he always seemed so interested. Once I wanted to heal, listen to. Defendant, it is clear that she didn't. I just wanted to play a larger part in her capture. Sorry for the trouble I've caused y'all.
Your Highness. The court is no place for silly games. As it stands, I'm afraid you will have to strike your statements from the court record completely.
Yes, I did it. The prosecution lost a key witness. No, please wait. I have more to say. I was wrong with the crime scene, but I still have not testified about what I saw afterwards.
Ugh. Why would we care about that, huh? Best that you leave and stop damaging my case with your idiocy.
Even if you're not interested in my words, you might be interested in the evidence I found.
What?
Huh?
Evidence?
Of course. While the Sheikah force investigated inside the ranch house, I looked around the rest of the ranch on my own.
Sheikah, did you know about this?
Of course I did. You did?
I'll have your head for this. Order, order. What is the meaning of this, detective? Why have you withheld this from court?
It's quite simple. The princess specifically requested to present her findings on her own.
What? And do you agree to this? But it's not some playground where children decide what evidence should be presented just because they have a crown.
Funny, because you're the man who was holding the fucking perfume hostage for some reason, which I'm pretty sure is going to be very relevant later.
Being rude about it, but
I can't help but agree with Drakmai on this one. Also, I don't really buy the story. There's no way Impa would have allowed this. Believe me, I wasn't thrilled with the request either. However, after seeing the evidence in question, I didn't think it would be all that important to the case. Thus, I let the princess have her fun.
This is highly, highly irregular. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Prosecutor? Naturally, I object to this nonsense. If the detective thinks it's irrelevant, then it's probably just a waste of time.
What do you mean? Why does she pull out the knife in the animation?
You played Ace Attorney before, right? We had plenty of characters that would just actually bring up knives or like even other just dangerous objects out of nowhere just to like kind of fidget around. All the evidence points to the defendant. It's still clear she didn't, even without a witness at the scene. I see. Defense?
What do we do? The object in presenting evidence and Drakmai alludes as key witness. Plus, whatever the princess presents could be bad for her case too. So we should agree with the prosecution? Well, on the other hand, we don't really have much to go on. This could be our only lead left.
Well, don't keep us waiting. Surely, you won't throw away all the progress you've made thus far. Request the evidence. All evidence, all the time. That was the right choice. The defense requests that the evidence be presented. What?
Well, I agree the situation is irregular. We should still examine all the evidence available. It would be silly to dismiss it as irrelevant without seeing what it is.
I do believe you have a point, defense. However, I must warn you, in order to admit the piece of evidence into the court record, the princess' statement, what she found, that she found it somewhere away from the scene, has to be admitted as testimony.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm well aware. The defense wishes to give the princess just one more chance.
All idiotic foolish! Order! Order. Very well then. Your Highness, please testify once more about the new piece of evidence you found during your own investigation.
Thank you. I will not let you down this time. I promise. You should understand the gravity of the situation at hand now. I just hope the new evidence isn't damaging to our case. This case is just edging an aneurysm. I love it. Dude, that's every Ace Attorney case. My findings. I wish to express my most heartfelt apologies for my mistakes in the early testimony. Upon entering the ranch house, I saw the defendant, passed out in front of the victim, who was bleeding out. I stood guard at the entrance of the ranch house until the Sheikah force arrived. Once the Sheikah started investigating the crime scene, I decided to take a look around the ranch. While I was walking around near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I had to stop to see what it was coming from. I followed the scent and found a burning out a burnt out fire nearby, and a small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil. I wanted to see if it has been like tampered with in any way, that's all. Bombs, rope, lamp oil. It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rupees. I, of course, took the bottle straight to the head detective. That looks like the gold dust. And here it is, the oil bottle I found. Oh, he's happy. Oh, somebody here is not very happy. That random brain is hitting. Is something wrong? Oh no, this might actually be completely irrelevant. Yes, well, of course there is, foolish girl. Wait. This has nothing to do with anything. Your great finding is some random fire on the ranch? Please! What next? Are you going to declare every rake on the premises suspicious? Oh, funny you mentioned that. I happen to have the entire ranch inventory here, and as you can see, there are a total of let me see, 4 pieces of rakes. And it seems to like about line up with anything. So actually, this has no point, and you might as well. Anyway, here's my attorney badge. I'll be added too. Do you like it? It's very shiny. Well, prosecution will calm down. That, Your Honor, despite the fact this evidence might not seem to add anything at the moment, the defense still asserts its right to cross-examination. Cross have been crossed. Why must you insist on the charade defense? The princess has merely recounted the same view of the crime scene as the head detective. You haven't been able to find any contradiction in his statements. I believe there might be a way to tie the princess's new evidence to the case, if we just kind of... Ridiculous! Regardless of what the prosecution thinks, the defense has the right to a cross-examination. The court admits the oil bottle into evidence. I just really hope this isn't a complete waste of time, defense. Both your own sake and your clients. Yeah, the lamp oil not being in manifest is actually... Again, I'm gonna blame Ingo on this one for sure. I should express my most heartfelt apologies for my mistakes in the early testimony. Stop! The third but what? There's no need to press the princess on her apology. You already wasted the chance to throw out her testimony. Yes, defense. Please get to the point. Yikes. Okay. The owl is here in this very courtroom. Did you not see it? Wait, this is an on God moment. Yo. Wait, do you actually not know? The final boss is Edon. I hope you don't mind this occurring enough time spoiler, but Geboram, the owl that you meet as Child Link, and only Child Link, is actually Roru, aka the guy who is the judge. The Light Temple guy, but just like in a different form to guide him. Upon entering the ranch house, I saw the defendant pass on in front of the victim, who was bleeding out. Wait, the authors put the OoT on the website? Shit, I need it. Was there anything else in the room? Only the beautiful little crystal bottle I mentioned before. The house is rather barren. Most of our things are on the top floor, since the downstairs room is mostly used for ranch business these days. And the occasional game. The OST has to go into randos, please, Who asked if there was a piece of Mulgara's theme in there? Because I think I heard the part that you meant, but like that's really just once again the Zelda theme, but kinda same leitmotif and all. Oh, of course, Dad's famous Cuckoo game. Good old days. Is the defense done reminiscing? There will be plenty of time to do that when the defendant's behind bars. I was just trying to distract myself from the fact that there's nothing to latch onto here. I stood guard at the entrance of the ranch house until the Sheikah first arrived. Once the Sheikah... wait. I can't miss on the dialogue. Did anything happen during that time? No, not that I recall. The guards would occasionally protest and ask me to let them take over, but I held my stance. Was commendable and welcome in a theory. Staying in the same room as a dangerous killer isn't very wise. What if she woke up and lashed out at you? Wait highly up above! That thought did not occur to me. Ugh, of course not, eh? Foolish girl. But the guards that stand close by, I would have been safe. Wonderful to see how much faith our princess has in our royal guards. Yes, of course I do. In any case, once the Sheikah started investigating the crime scene, I decided to take a look around the ranch. He didn't just go home. The royal visitation was supposed to last a little longer, but I was not expecting us back at the castle until much later. I came to the ranch to examine the horses, so I suppose I could take at least do that in the meantime. How long did it take the Sheikah to arrive at the scene? It does not take me long to make the trip from Hyrule Castle Town to Longon Ranch. I cannot imagine it was more than 20 minutes. The horses, huh? Specific number mentioned! Yeah. I feel like I should have already gotten that out of the... Yeah, we already had the time here. I don't think that's gonna be enough. It was Cyan or it couldn't have been. I want to see how the milk shipment ties into it. That is pretty fast, although I imagine the fact that the princess was involved slightly sped things up. Yeah, I'm like wondering if it mentioned like what time. That's why I'm mentioning like the milk shipment here, but it only mentioned a little while after the crime. Like I'm trying to see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she was looking around. You know, then blah blah blah. Okay. Did she not see Ingo then? Dragmay has updated the Odyssey reporting. Dude, it's so fucking funny. It happens like fucking once, but it's such an iconic moment. Slowpokes. I would have been there in half the time, running backwards even. He's a true speedrunner, doing the fucking backwalk for optimal time. I suppose it's no surprise though, Hylian horses are naturally inferior to our flying Gerudo steeds. Bro, I really don't know how to say it. I understand feeling a little bit inferior. But like, you're essentially at the widest people gathering, you know, blonde princess, blue eyes, whatever, the royal family, and you're out there bringing up your funny desert horses to drag them down. I don't think they're gonna take that very lightly. Bro doesn't know how to play the crowd, that's what I'm saying. They're going to buy horses from our ranch too, you... Just don't bother, he's trying to rile you up. Yeah, 59-year-old man trying to one-up a 14-year-old girl is crazy. Don't say it, Melon! Why was walking near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I had to stop to see where it was coming from.
What's it smell like?
Oh, it was awful. A really terrible stench.
Haha, surely you don't mean to say that you found a smell of horse manure suspicious.
Don't be ridiculous. No, it's not coming from the horses.
Okay.
I followed the scent and found a burned out fire nearby and a small nearby empty bottle of lamp oil.
A fire, huh? Now, let me remind you, Defense, that there's a number of reasons why a fire could have been there. You can still feel the cold grasp of death early in the morning.
Princess, how long would you estimate the fire would have been out before you found it? Wait.
I think I see where it's going.
Alright, there was still smoke rising out of the ashes, so it must have been put out recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, around the same time of the crime. So someone prepared their breakfast there. I repeat, that fire is irrelevant.
I think he's realized the same thing I did. Uh-oh. Well, who was it? Who could have lit that fire anyway?
It would have been the ranch worker who was putting the milk shipment together at the time. Mm-hmm. It was almost certainly him. If you really want him to ask about his little barbecue, you might just get your wish to.
Doesn't sound like it was very appetizing. Without anything concrete to pin on him, just have to brush it off. I, of course, took the bottle straight to the head detective.
And what did we find? Right, and she allowed you to present it.
Well, I was the one to find it. And since I was going to be on trial anyway.
Utter ridiculousness. Oh, yes. Please make this the last time you do something like this, Your Highness. Proper procedures exist for a reason.
Yes, I understand.
Uh-oh. Defense? Oh, wait, Defense, I have had enough. It doesn't seem like you're getting any closer to finding a connection with the fire and the crime at all.
No, I suppose not, Your Honor.
Naturally, I said this was a waste of time from the beginning. In that case, this cross-examination is over. Thank you for your time, Your Highness. I assume you have no more revelation to share with us.
No, I do not. I really felt the fire would be important.
Leave my side.
Enough!
Your Highness, if you'd allow me to escort you back to Hyrule Castle.
Very well.
Now that the Princess Little game... Oh, the theme! Now the Princess Little game is over, we should move this along. The prosecution stance is still the same, of course. We maintain that the evidence on its own is enough to convict the defendant. Oh, I do believe I'm nearly ready to hand down my verdict.
Gentleman, but Your Honor, there's nothing that definitely shows that Balon committed the crime. It's all circumstantial. There's no way she could kill her own father.
Oh, that's an excellent point, Defense. The prosecution has yet to elaborate on the defendant's motive. Patricide is not something a person commits lightly. Ugh, I did briefly touch on the subject during my opening statement. But naturally, the prosecution is fully prepared to elaborate on the matter. I would like to call in my third witness. Yes! It has to be the ranch worker. Before calling him in, though, the prosecution requests a brief recess to prepare.
I thought you said you were already prepared. Maybe he wants to double check, but the new witness won't pull anything weird like the princess did.
Very well, I do believe a break would benefit us all. The court will reconvene after a 15-minute recess. Actually, make it 20, because I think now would be a great time. Court is adjourned. This is actually perfect. Wait a second. Alright. Let me just... Yep. Judge is a batet. I fucking knew it, dude. This is so fucking cool. Hell yeah. I hope you guys are excited to see where this is going. Just as much as I am. And again, I'm sorry. You heard me like literally hack up my entire lung trying to soften my voice for Zelda. And as you can see, I'm definitely not very good at putting on the different voices for today. Unlike, you know, stuff like you might be used to from like Baranahara and all. However,
I'll be giving you guys the BRB games, and then in 20 minutes we gotta finish the case, okay? Just imagine with Zelda hacking up a hairball. Like, excuse me, Your Honor. Glad you're having fun. Glad I'm having fun. Glad fun. Hell yeah. All right. See you guys after break. Okay. There we are again. Let me just get the game. Let me get the... where is it? There. Okay. Oh, let's go. We're current. So we had a break after the first part of the case. You're here to claim your birthday, because okay, let's do it now rather than later. But afterwards, gonna get back to the case. Yeah, the immersion actually goes crazy here, doesn't it? Hey, happy birthday! Okay. Congrats on your new PB. Hope you're turning yourself to something nice today. Outside of like being here for, well, March 17, 11:17 a.m. Hyrule Grand Corn, defend lobby number 3. Actually, wait, I got one more thing to show before we continue, and then I'm gonna like actually log in. Hold on. This fucking GIF was sending me that somebody posted in general. Let's quickly scroll up to find it. Come on, I know it wasn't that long ago. But I saw that, I lost my mind, and I should have saved it. There it is. God, I fucking love Ace Attorney. Again, I cannot recommend. It's an MP4? For what reason would you make it an MP4 instead of like a GIF? Hold on. This is where I watched my parents die, Phoenix, right? The fucking badge. Hey yo, Katsu, thanks for to Walrus. Hell appreciated it. It's beautiful. It's really everything these games are about. Now let's see. It's not going that well, is it? No, I think that went about as well as it could have actually, given the circumstances. We exposed the worst of the princess's testimonies and true. Ugh, I can't believe she just makes stuff up like that, Yeah, that was surprising. Still, the issue is that we didn't manage to shake the core of the argument. When it was anyone else in that house. No, there's no need to look so glum. Detective, aren't you supposed to be escorting the princess back? The carriage is being prepared. I thought I'd drop by in the meantime. You really managed to make Dragmire furious, you know? I have? If you listen carefully, you might just be able to hear him ranting over at the prosecutor's lobby. Smash Bros noises in the fucking distance, dude! He's really giving his upcoming witness a grilling. He's going to try to shut you down as fast as he can. Well, that would be worrying if I had anything he can shut down in the first place, I guess. Oh, what do you do? What do you mean? Oh, come on now. I'm talking about the Princess Grand discovery, of course. The fire? I wasn't able to do anything with that. You really think it's relevant? Don't get me wrong. At present, I'm convinced the girl didn't. We investigated and came to this conclusion for a reason. But I am willing to explore every possibility. That fire is definitely a bit strange, and I dare say it may be the only way out of this. If I may be so bold, I think you should press the next witness on the topic hard. As the only other person working the ranch at the time, he is the only one who could have lit the fire. He is hiding something. I think the court deserves to know. Thing is, the next testimony is about the motive. It's going to be difficult to bring up the fire again without Dragmire objecting. You have to make it work. I just say don't like it, she's right. There really isn't a whole lot else we can go on here. Well, thank you. Don't mention it. One last thing. You, ranch girl. Me? Try not to hold the testimony against the princess. Believe me, I'm sure she was acting in the best intentions in mind. You know the road to the dark realm is paved with those, right? Perhaps. It was definitely a serious lapse of judgment. One she would live to regret. All this comes to the fact that she is rather sheltered and inexperienced. After the sudden death of her older sister last year, she was thrust into the role of an heir very suddenly. What? What? That's right, the mysterious death of the firstborn Princess Zelda. Hyrule still grieves after the events of that day. And yet no one knows what exactly happened. In the void of information, conspiracy theories run amok, people blaming the royal guard, the Sheikah, and even the king himself. The good Zelda died? The princess will soon have a whole kingdom's worth of troubles on her shoulders. For a kingdom with a history as turbulent as ours, it's a lot to handle. The prince's conduct today probably won't tell what it is to us when people have the crown right now, though. Yes, the age disparity could be explained that way. He's wide beyond her years. He will learn, and she will be better. I simply ask that you don't think her an enemy, whatever comes on his trial. She does not need more than she already has. Wow, she's so intense. I never expected to see Impa get so emotional. I guess all this why she decided to go and take the blame for the princess's impromptu investigation. Detective Impa? What is it, soldier? I'm quite busy at the moment, so please be quick. The investigation team is back at the ranch. I just sent back of a new development. Something about a milk shipment being returned to the ranch because of a wrong recipient address. They're asking you to come over to see it. Oh, those idiots. I don't have time for this. Send someone else. I have to escort the princess to the castle. Roger. Oh. That did remind me, though. I took the bottle of milk from the couple guards who were slacking at the job earlier. Here, ranch girl. Perhaps it'll help you calm your nerves somewhat. Not to worry, it's still unopened. Oh? Thank you. Nice of her. Too bad for those guards, though. Now then, I believe the prince's carriage should be prepared by now. If you'll excuse me. I'm sad she didn't do the Dekunant ninja way out. Yo, we're getting the... Oh? I think I'm so nervous right now. Milk has just lost its flavor. We were talking about the fact that Ingo couldn't have realistically milked the cows, put it all in bottles, and put them all in the crates. Huh? Lost its flavor? But almond milk is always so tasty. Are you sure it's not just nerves? Let me try some. Huh? You're right, huh? I assume this would have come from yesterday's shipments. Probably. With the investigation at the ranch, there wouldn't be any today, so... Maybe it just isn't fresh? No, I don't think so. It doesn't really taste if it's gone bad. Also, the guard said one of the yesterday's shipments was misaddressed, didn't he? This was all handled by Ingo, wasn't it? I think there's something odd going on. I'd better make some notes about this in the court record. Note about shipment return and Lon milk added to the court record. Okay. Defense, the court is about to reconvene. Okay, before we do anything, let me read this through. Apparently, one of the milk shipments has returned to the ranch due to being misaddressed. And Lon milk from one of yesterday's shipments. Impa brought it during recess. Seems strangely tasteless. Okay, we don't see Ingo here just yet, huh? What I find interesting is really how much, like, stuff there is to it. I know it's just, like, basically one case and then the heck should be done. I have been told by a friend, he didn't tell me how, he didn't tell me where, that there is a bonus I should keep my eyes peeled for. I don't know if anyone here knows of it. I'll definitely look into it once we're done with this here. I sure hope it isn't like do like everything flawless or whatever, because otherwise my badge and accusing the princess for fun endeavors would actually backfire greatly. Okay, well. Escort your client back to the courtroom at once. Okay. So it comes down to this. Conclusion's approaching. Time to turn the situation around. Oh shit! Full hearts? I'd love the NPCs in the background.
Court is back in session for the trial of Malon at London Ranch. I trust that the prosecution's final witness is ready.
Naturally, I've personally seen to it that there will be no foolishness this time around. Hopefully this is unchecked. As we discussed before the recess, having established an opportunity means for the defendant to have committed the murder, only one matter remains. The matter of motive. For naturally, only a heinous crime couldn't be the result of mere happenstance. The prosecution believes the defendant had a deep desire that pushed her to patricide. Our next witness can shed light on the matter.
Fascinating. Very well, please proceed.
The prosecution calls the ranch worker Ingo to the stand. It's nice to see Mr. Ingo in such fancy clothes. Oh? Yeah, he always wears his work, dungarees? Dungarees? It's almost like he's working a different person. Well, I guess he wanted to dress up for the court and wouldn't want to get his nice out bit dirty by working on it. Okay, dungarees. Quiet defense. Witness, state your name and occupation. Your Honor, great honorable prosecutor. My name is Ingo. I mind London Ranch.
Mind? What does that entail exactly?
I'm mostly there to work on the structures and equipment. The owner and his daughter are the ones who tend the animals and take care of others.
How long have you been working at the ranch?
It'll be several years at this point. There have been others who came and went, but I, Ingo, have persevered through the hardships. Sounds like he wants a medal for it. Well, he does get a bit pompous at times, but Mr. Ingo really is of great help. He built the ranch at silo single-handedly. Oh, that's some dedication. Badge! Very well. Given that you're a very clearly important employee, you are privy to the inside information, is that correct? Yes, the ranch owner shared all the big plans with me. He trusted me implicitly. He used to say that we're like a big family.
That sounds lovely.
Sounds like a red flag that you're gonna get lots of unpaid overtime.
Evidently, not every member of your so-called family felt the same way, though, did they?
It's hard to do this, but I had no choice. Hear my story. Honorable Court of Law. Shouldn't it be morning? No, do you know? The matter of motive. Okay, Ocarina fans, were his eyebrows and mustache physics equally as exaggerated as they are right now? Because I remember them being wobbly, but not that, yes? That's crazy. Just a couple days ago, the owner, Talon, partly signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malon. Talon became a life tenant, with Malon meant to inherit all the assets after his death. As long as Talon lived, Malon could not sell the ranch. It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership of the dingy ranch life of brand. It's appalling how ungrateful she is after all Talon did for her! Oh, that's not good. That's the last time we looked at him real hard. I tried to not look at him.
And there you have it. Testimony from a man who just lost everything.
Why would she do that if she's sick in the head?
It's truly tragic to witness yet another family being torn apart. We have evidence, we have the defendant caught red-handed at the scene of the crime, and now we have a motive.
How do we know he's telling the truth?
I have, of course, verified the witness's testimony. As per the law, all inheritance documents must be filed at the Castletown notary office to be considered valid. I saw it fit to prepare this for the trial. The prosecution would like to submit the London Ranch inheritance document into evidence.
Mr. Ingo, why would you...
You should pass judgment now, Judge. The defense is nothing.
I would like to cross-examine the witness. There are a few more details I feel are relevant. But of course, that's whatever you'd like. I, the hardworking Ingo, can handle it.
Very well, defense. Please begin.
Okay. The matter of motive. Just a couple days ago, the owner, Talon, partly signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malon. Hold it. Partly? How long ago was this exactly? 4 days. I'm not sure the exact date. It had been planned for a long time. Alan was getting on in years. Better take care of the matter sooner than later, eh? Malon? He's telling the truth. Father scheduled a visit to the notary office about a week ago. What do you mean by partly witness? Hard worker at the dick-sucking factory. Hey! I'll become a life talent with Malon meant to inherit all the assets after his death. Interesting. The Malon hadn't become the ranch owner yet, huh? Well, of course not. Hadn't you heard of the stories making the rounds recently? So many ungrateful brats throwing their old folks into retirement homes the moment ownership signed to them. Alan was no fool. I myself convinced him that it was the safer option. If the girl was up to some chicanery, could have always reversed his decision. That's horrible! I'd never do that! But I'd like to believe that he did much worse by killing him. Children these days, you feed them, you raise them, and they burst on like this as soon as you give it an inch over yourself. I must concur. The younger generation is horrible. Why did he look at me while saying that? Anyway, what that meant was... Fucking boomer dog, dude. As long as Talon lived, Malon could not sell the ranch. Hold it, but why would Malon want to sell the ranch right now? Why wouldn't she want to? Why would a pretty little girl like her want to work on some dingy ranch? It'd have been much better if she sold that old place and used some money to move to Castletown. That's not true! I love working with the animals. I wouldn't leave them for anything. Ugh. She's often slacking down while I, the hard-working Ingo, have to cover for her. I guess the dick-nut doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say. That Talon loved to sleep on the job, too.
Oh, I do recall a funny story about the London ranch owner blocking the side entrance to Hyrule Castle for an entire day once. The guards couldn't wake him up. It took a particularly vocal cuckoo, apparently.
Ah, jeez. Thank you, Dalton Clip. Oh, there you go. I'm the real reason why the ranch is such renown. Me, the hard-working Ingo. Like, that's not true at all. I know. How do we stop this? It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership and leave the dingy ranch life behind. Do you really think Malon would go that far? I don't want to think, but clearly the events speak for themselves, don't they? Why wouldn't she just wait a few more years then? Talon was getting older. Perhaps she knew more and more work would be piling onto her. But really, how am I supposed to know? Ask her! That's alright. Well, if Malon didn't want to work, wouldn't she have done this earlier? As Talon's only child, she'd still inherit the ranch. That's where you're wrong. For a long while, Talon planned to split the ranch between the girl and the crown. He was a patriotic man. He knew how much those horses meant to the royal guard. I wish he hadn't changed his mind now. Is it true? Yes, Father's previous inheritance document did work that way. How admirable. I guess family upon some won over the drive to help the kingdom. Truly a shame. Yes, naturally the girl wanted the whole thing, but she bided her time. I think this sufficiently explains the timing. Let's continue, shall we? I hate when he does that. Wait just a moment. There's one more problem with the timing that I'd like to witnessly explain. Why would Malon have planned the murder for the day of the royal visitation specifically? More people around me, more witnesses. You'd think she would have chosen any other day? Oh, did I forget to mention this? I overheard Talon arguing with her the very morning. He was telling her he'd changed his mind again. He was planning to tell the king that he'd be signing the ranch over to the crown. After the visitation was over, he'd head to Castletown and change the inheritance back to the original split. What? Despite the victim's wishy-washiness, it would appear that he did make the right choice in the end. And because of that choice, if the defendant wanted to get the ranch, she had no time to waste that day. Is this true too? Absolutely not! Father wasn't planning to do that, and there was no argument either! What about the signing then? Yep, add it to the testimony. Was an argument about the inheritance? That sounds like an important fact to me. The defense requested to be added to the testimony.
Very well, witness, please do so.
I'd be happy to, Your Honor. I overheard them arguing about the inheritance that morning. Okay, wait, tell me more. About what time did this happen? First thing in the morning, he was heading out to the silo to start the day's work. I had just walked to the front door of the ranch house when I heard some yelling erupt behind me. Do you remember any specifics about what was said? Oh yes, it surprises me though that I stopped to listen for a minute. It was all like, I'm very sorry, Melon, but the most important thing is to make sure the king will always have a steady supply of quality horses. I don't care. What about me, father? How can you do this to me? Malon, this is just about you. It's for the good of the entire kingdom. But what am I supposed to do? I can't move up in life if I'm stuck on the stump of a ranch forever. I thought you loved the ranch. All the animals are here, and Ingo's always around to help you with chores too. He's pretty great, isn't he? Yeah, Ingo's awesome, but I still hate you for this. This isn't over. You want the developers for this? I want to tell you, I love it. I love it. The writing is incredible. The judge being just as airheaded as the original. The animations, all the little details, like just the references to like the entire thing, even within like just the visual representation too. There are so many great details in it. I don't know. This is like, it's such a sincere and beautiful work. A love letter to both Ocarina of Time and Ace Attorney. It actually makes me really emotional to think about because I love rom hacks. Those are like my main thing ever since I was like in middle school writing. You must have the music, though you did write up the perfect dialogue sequence you just read. Dude, the music is incredible. Like, I'm always like a big fan when people like make stuff work in like specific sound fonts. And you probably weren't there when I was like popping off about, you know, both the music that played during the cornered. I love the individual character themes. This is all really, really good. It's Beam. It's got the heart, yeah, for sure. Ingo Yashin, thanks again to Roadrunner, WMC. And again, the little fake argument for Ingo. I tried to like basically make it sound like he was imitating the character voice I gave the others, but it's good, you know. It has the moderato and like Allegro themes. It's good, dude. What a stirring reenactment. I will keep my thoughts on the witness's acting skills to myself. There's no way it's actually happened though. Malin would never want to sell the ranch. Oh, well, of course she'd say that now, you buffoon. Remember, she's under suspicion for murder. We can't trust a thing she says. Well, I trust her, but the judge probably doesn't right now, and that's unfortunate that matters. We have anything in the court record that could refute the story. If you ask me, the whole inheritance issue could have been avoided if the crown wasn't so stuffed. Wait, crown or crowd? Hold on. Okay, crown. In Gerudo Desert, there would be no question that the fortress may seize whatever it desires. You didn't write all the music, but you did write those two. Hell yeah. I want to quickly double check over the evidence here. Like, I know there's definitely something about the perfume. If the cologne wasn't so soft. True. But then who is the Queen King if Ganon's in court? King Harkinian is in charge. Zelda is currently not queen yet. Yeah, we did get something new. We got the inheritance document. Malon will inherit the ranch. If she is unable, drive the deed between the crown and the remaining employees. Interesting. It's almost like we could maybe pin something on Ingo here. How could Ingo could have had the conversation? The talent rushed at first thing in the morning to get the perfume. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good argument. Where we had the bloody cloth? And again, it's not relevant here. There's something about the milk shipments and like the London milk too. I hope he mentions anything of that caliber. Okay, Ingo, age 44, is smarmy man who works on the ranch, usually in his work clothes, but he's dressed up nicely in corn. Okay. That's just messed up. No matter. Continue your testimony, Farmand. Share with us the true nature of the defendant. It's appalling how ungrateful she is after all talent did for her! Okay. No, you hold it! The man gave everything for her! She has gotten so many expensive presents over the years. Just look at that gold necklace she's wearing! The man spoiled her rotten! In fact, I think I saw another present that was me to give her on the very day he was killed. Another gift? Well, yes, a little bottle of perfume, I believe. It's horrible! Talon is such a kind man. What happened to him? It's despicable. What's the last statement added to the testimony? Hold on. Could it be that he thinks the perfume... Yeah. Add the difference wishes to add the statement about the perfume to the mess... Yeah. How would he have seen him? What are you doing? Trying to implicate the defendant even harder? I think it's an important detail. The perfume is irrelevant. But I suppose the prosecution has no objections to strengthening our case.
Very well, witness. Please add what you just said to your testimony.
Talon often bought melon gifts. I saw the latest one. Some kind of perfume, I think. Okay, I wanna press already. I mean, I wanna like present the thing already, but you know, once again, I need the dialogue. The most important part. Where do you see this? I think it was just lying around the ranch house. Talon probably intended to give it to Malon on the day he was killed. Do you mean this, witness? Why, yes, that's exactly it. Looks very expensive. If only Talon spent as much of the salary for me, the hard-working Ingo. I get up and leave work and break I've done every day, you know. Ah. Interesting. What's your relationship with this guy anyway? Well, he's been employed and living with us on the ranch for as long as I can remember, really. You know, I don't think he'd ever skip a day of work thinking about it. Not a single one. Talk about dedication. But even so, something is very much off here. Yeah, every dialogue with very few exceptions, yep. Okay, it's a shame that we can't go from like 1 to 7 immediately, but I like that we can like go through his little animations here. The thing is that we already had... We have no evidence on like when they left, right now. That's like my biggest issue. I don't think it's relevant. I just want to quickly read it here. You know, I guess I have to like present the perfume, even though it itself doesn't. There you go. Okay. I was hoping for like a concrete, a more detailed description, but I guess they'll go through it. Witness? What is it? Just to confirm, you say that the bottle of perfume was brought for Malon by her father, correct? What else would it be for? I assure you, Talon wasn't the type to indulge in perfumes. Far from it, huh? Well, you're wrong, witness.
Oh, is that so? Was the ranch owner truly a perfume connoisseur?
No, your honor. This bottle of perfume was brought for the princess. Okay. So what difference? Sure, it's technically a contradiction, but what is the purpose of the spot? Well, change.
Yes, defense, I admit I'm confused as well. Please explain why this point is important.
Yeah, no, the writing is incredibly British, and like the word choice and everything. Early in the trial, Malon mentioned that Talon bought this perfume in preparation last minute. Isn't that right, Malon? I'm sure it sure is. He had a gift for the king prepared when the news arrived that it would actually be the princess making the visitation, while they quickly rode out to town to get a new gift. The info puts one thing into question. Talon says the gifts somebody's movements and the prince's testimony. Yeah, I admit, you know, why the fuck would the princess ever want perfume when she's like rich enough to like get even better ones, right? I mean, somebody's movements. Someone's movement around the ranch are put into serious doubt, eh?
Someone's? Well, don't keep us waiting then, defense. Who is this person?
Are you fucking kidding me? Naturally, the person whose movement became suspect is Ganondorf Dragmeyer. Bingo. The witness himself, if you recall, the bottle of perfume which had just been purchased was found at the crime scene. A crime scene to witness supposedly never went to. He should have known about the bottle. Aha!
Order! Order! The defense raises a very valid point.
You simpleton, what's the meaning of this? Well, witness, did you go to the scene of the crime at any point? No, of course I didn't. I was just working in the silo all day. I remember I saw the gift the day before the crime. The girl's lying. Talon must have gotten the gift the day before. You're the one who's lying. Father didn't leave the ranch at all that day.
one word against another's. Defense? Do you have any way to prove that your version of the events is true?
Yeah, yeah, we could, there's no way they got the, as the seller could be. I just wanna, is there any, I wanna say these two are somehow connected. But I don't think they are. You know what? Yeah, can I guess the receipt? No, because like this is only the inventory. Which does not mention it now, does it? It's like, again, why would it be? It's not like part of the equipment. You have a great idea, but I really don't think that's it. It has a date on it. What do you mean, the inventory? Yeah, 15th of March, but like that's literally... I guess the lack thereof would be it, yeah. When you buy something, you usually get a receipt, and the receipt always shows the date of purchase. It might be at the ranch house. I say we send someone to look for. What? I never throws receipts away. We have a drawer full of them. The perfume one should be at the right on top.
I believe this idea has some merit. Soldiers, rush to the ranch house immediately and search for the receipt.
Ha ha ha.
Your Honor? Yes, what is it, soldier?
We have just received the receipt from the team stationed at the crime scene. Uh-oh, he did not get rid of it because he didn't think that far.
Very well, thank you. I shall now read it out loud.
What's writing on this?
From Tingle's mysterious smells. 1 milk, 2 eggs, some bacon. I mean, oh yes, I think I've seen that store. It's eccentric looking place in the back alley.
Couldn't miss the blinding neon colors if you tried. An utter eyesore. Get out of this. Nobody running a monopoly in Hylian perfume is preposterous.
Perhaps.
Oh, I love this theme. I think it's supposed to be Ingo's, but it's very much giving, you know, dumb things happening.
Perhaps. Back on the matter at hand.
Nerve of the dunderhead. Why would anyone ever shop at the store where the customer calls every customer a fairy? I'm not gay! Okay, it's Ingo's theme. That's what I assume.
Prosecutor?
The balloons, oh, the balloons! That fool pumped one in my face!
Prosecutor Dragmeyer, enough! Continuing on, purchase item 1 bottle of Rosy Rupilant.
Bravo! Bravo, Kojima! I wish I had arm striking. I'm hitting the absolute cinema. This is the best reference he could have gone for. Every day I remember that Tingle's Rosy Rupiland is a game, I am a happier person already. I still gotta stream that game one day. I love it. Eh?
Oh my! It's quite the price. Why, I would have to...
Your Honor, please! The date of the purchase.
Oh yes, right. Date of purchase.
Yeah, Balloon Trip of Love is also a game of giving gifts. I have yet to play that one, but I know it.
Why, it's March 16, the day of the murder.
Arr!
Order, order.
Yes, we got him. I think we're finally getting somewhere.
Ugh, that still doesn't mean anything.
Perhaps the witness briefly went back to the ranch house for something and saw the bottle then. Oh. Yes, that's it. I was getting thirsty, so I went back to get a drink. I must have seen the bottle then. Oh, come on! You think we're gonna believe that?
Do you have any proof that he didn't?
Well, I
believe this calls for further testimony. As the witness now claims to have visited the crime scene shortly before the murder, we should learn of his exact movements that day.
My movements? Well, alright. There's not a whole lot to say, though. It's unfortunate that he managed to weasel out of that. Next testimony will be full of lies. This is my chance. Okay. I hear Balloon Tour can be playing without touch controls. I was planning to like play Tinga's Rosy Rupee Land emulated with my drawing tablet, acting as my stylus essentially. I have a large tablet and a very tiny one. I feel like the tiny bamboo might actually be perfect. As was already stated, I wanted to work at the silo. At one point, I briefly went back to the ranchos to get myself a glass of water. I went back to the silo right after that and stayed there until the courier came. I haven't been back to the ranchos all since then. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened. And wow, was the detective one fine woman. Huh. I see. See? I haven't done anything to warrant suspicion. Eat my shoes, you brat! I'll pass. There has to be something wrong in there. Objection, she's ugly. You take that back. I love Impa. Can't put a flaw and a story together that quickly. Yeah, at least he knows when a woman looks good, but... I hate that fucking cross-examination second last fucking character. It looks like Among Us. My non-suspicious movement. Lori said, I'd want you to work at the silo. Okay. It's true though! What are you saying? Working on shipments and fulfilling orders. We sent out crates of milk to milk bars all across the kingdom every day, you know? Milk bars? Naturally, everyone knows a good drink, you know? Our milk is renowned as the best areas. I hear some others water theirs down. Despicable! I see. Yeah, milk can't have bars, dude. Are you talking about the Milky Way? I think I said earlier that your job is to work on structures and equipment, though. Indeed, Talon and the girl would usually be the ones overseeing milk orders. However, since the royal visitation was happening today, I felt they needed their minds unoccupied, so I took it on myself to do it this time. Interesting. After the murder, I got scared the She-Gets-What's investigation would delay the shipment, and that I, the great Ingo, would get the blame. Thankfully, it all went through fine. Yeah, and you were so concerned with sending out off quickly that you wrote the wrong delivery address on it. That was his own fan game. I mean, you can call it that, but like in the end, it is still a heck of Ocarina of Time. Running in the Ocarina of Time engine, running on like in the N64 and everything. You Hylians, ridiculous. Getting tipsy from something like milk? Bet you couldn't handle even a sip of Gerudo's noble pursuit, a real man's drink. A real man's drink? Aren't most of the Gerudo's women? I'm convinced most Gerudo can outdrink most men, do you know? Speaking of drinks, I believe the witness was talking about how he had gotten himself a glass of water. Yes, of course! Moving all the heavy stuff around works up a sweat. You see, I got very thirsty and... Strongest race is worth the strongest sexes, dude, so true. At one point, I briefly went back to the ranchos to get myself a glass of water. Hold. You didn't think to just take a sip of the milk you were handling? No? I wouldn't be right. That milk was for the customers, you see. Just didn't want to get into trouble. A truly honest man. How dare you suggest he would steal from his own workplace? Right, so what did you see at the house? Nothing much. I got a drink and left. Got a lot of work to do, you see. I suppose I must have seen the perfume bottle then. In fact, yes, I remember clearly now. It was there, on the table, plain as day. Great, eh? What happened after that, witness? Yeah, when he could get fresh in the sauce. Exactly. I went back to the silo right after and stayed there until the courier came. You were able to complete so quickly on your own. You wouldn't know the might of the great Ingo. But, yeah, pow, I get things done in no time. I'd almost break my back getting those crates out of the silo though. There were so many and all so heavy. It was like a puzzle in there. Anyway, why did he make the sound? It's not important. The point is... I haven't been back to the ranchos at all since then. Lighting box puzzle, I see what you're doing. Are you sure? Sure as can be. You never went back in, even after the crime was discovered? They wouldn't let me in. preserving the crime scene or some such. I couldn't even get any of the things. After I was questioned, no one gave me Halbert glands. I had to sleep in the stables at night. It was terrible. Is that what yeah, it is important. That's pretty important. Your Honor, I would like to witness to Adam's last statement to the testimony. What? What are you trying to pull now?
Very well. Witness, please amend your statement.
Fine, whatever. Noel pursued us a pina colada made with melon instead of pineapple and put the giant gorilla from Method on the table in like 2 drinks. I 1% Pileans would just die from alcohol poisoning. Oh, easily. I didn't even get to sleep or access any of my belongings. I had to spend the night at the stable. Uh-huh. Tell me more. And you stayed at the inn? What am I? Made of money? Think, boy. I'm just a simple ranch worker, you know. Elias, always wanting your wealth. Oh, sorry. Not actually sorry. I thought one night would bankrupt this guy. Yeah, just look at what's going. Hans could just pop a fairy and be fine. Okay, fairies resurrect you. Do you think, however, fairies can cure, and they can cure depression, as we've seen with Grandma in Wind Waker. Can they cure alcohol poisoning, let alone like, just like sober you up in general, because it is essentially it's like nothing but like poison in your bloodstream. Okay, why not? No? Yeah, they cure status effects, right? August the game, it's fucking cinema, dude. I assume the death sobers you, then you come back. Yeah, like if you basically use a fairy without being dead, but like you are alcohol poisoned. Me going back to the bar immediately after the fairy wakes me up from my alcoholic coma. Dude, hell yeah. I guess fairies see death more as a status effect more than wound healing. Yeah, it's not the same without suspenders snapping, you're right. I forgot. Is this the outfit he wears in post time skip? It's like that's also what he wears in Majora's Mask when one of the Bingo brothers is going to the mayor, correct? Whereas like the overall look, which is it Majora's Mask? That's what I'm wondering. I recognize the model from Majora's Mask. I don't know if it's an OT. Yeah, for the rings. Wait, real? Alright now. At some point, the detective came and told me them, and whoa-wee, that detective is one fine woman. Interesting. Could you elaborate now? She's a hardworking one who gets to the point and takes what she wants. Not to mention her impeccable fashion sense. What's not to love? That's not the part I want to elaborate on. Wow, he's totally smitten with her. Sure does. I wonder how Imper feels about it. Perhaps when this tour for trial's over, I could. But no, I will have to wait. You thought you could distract me, did you? I, the genius rancher worker, Ingo, seek through your schemes. He's sticking to that story, huh? Yeah, it was a desperate face, but it holds up surprisingly well. I can hardly believe it's the same Mr. Ingo I know. He's usually so nice. It's time to press some more details. I'm sure he's a slip up somewhere. There has to be a piece of evidence or a profile waiting to disprove what he's saying. Okay. And then I'm gonna sleep or access the belongings. I had to spend the night at the stable. Let's quickly like go over it here. Yeah. Okay, of course not you, of course not you. Yeah. I feel like it's very obvious. I just need to quickly go through. We could ask about... Wait, I'm stupid. It's actually so obvious. Yeah. There. The delivery. No? Am I stupid? Evidence reveals a clear No, okay, never mind. Never mind, I'm stupid. I call Epona to the stand, dude. Ugh. The only thing that's clear is your incompetence. Did I misread his statement? Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Wanted to work at the silo. I went back to my mama to get myself a glass of water. I went back to the cellar right after that and stayed there until the courier came. I did it all since then. You didn't get in the sleep or access any of my belongings. I guess it does mention his fancy suit, but I don't think... This is not same day right now, is it? Yeah, I'm saying, like, the biggest, like, thing right now is the suit, because they keep, like, drawing attention to it, but... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too. He hasn't been back at all. Yeah, I guess I was, like, thinking of, like, same day rather than today. Yeah, okay. Misinterpreted it. Witness, there's something seriously wrong with your testimony. I was hoping he was gonna elaborate on the shipment, on, like, where it's going or whatever, but I guess it's a better angle. What are you talking about, huh? You say you couldn't get any of your belongings because they were on the ranchos, correct? A ranchos you were not allowed to go in? That's right? Well, that would imply you would still be wearing your work clothes. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but those don't seem like work clothes at all. Ah!
The defense has a point. The witness appears pretty well dressed for court. I can't imagine he would want to sully those clothes during work.
Well, what do you have to say to that? Oh, of course. I can explain. It's simple, really. These are brand new. Yeah, on my way to the courthouse, I went shopping for a nice new outfit. After all, I could very well show up and dress to court, dress like a bum.
Yes, defense clear. Certainly be my modicum of respect for the court and show up dressed appropriately.
What does it supposed to mean? This is, my finest Zora suit. So you're claiming you brought these clothes after crime, is that correct? Very much so. That's a small in fact. Why do I need to repeat myself? No. No. It would be funny if we said yes. Logically, we're gonna say no. But we don't have anything that implies that he has any... No. You buying this clothes today is simply impossible. What? Oh, how can you claim so? Defense, as you know, evidence is everything in court. Either prove that the witness couldn't have bought these clothes today, or get out. Yeah, do you see, my badge? whoever it reflects the liar. It's like a chat. Wait, hold on. No fucking way is it? Oh my lordy lord. Ooh. Why did Malon not say shit? I would like to turn the court's attention to this. Ah!
Huh? Why? This is one lovely pictograph. Ah, it reminds me of the idyllic days I spent with my grandson at the fishing pond.
What about this pictograph, defense? Well, just look at Ingo, what Ingo's wearing. Photos from Malon's childhood, but Ingo is very clearly wearing the same outfit he has on right now. He couldn't have brought it today. Ah! You're fucking miss. I was like thinking, what else could it be?
Order! I will have order.
That horse looks so mad. Dude, I am telling you, I am... Look at it. Epona getting all the attention, the other horse running around in order to get any attention. I'm telling you, that cunt in the background, you know, tired of like Epona always being like the main horns, he done it. It has intent in its eyes. Never trust a horse. A horse once broke my big toe because it stepped on it. They have demonic eyes. They have evil teeth. They're messed up creatures. I'm telling you.
I think that's absolutely correct. I hope the witness has a good explanation for this.
Yeah, they just eat baby chickens and wait. Okay, wait, okay. There.
You know what they say, a horse, of course.
True. I don't think he can weasel his way out this time. Oh? Oh, unless someone weasels out for him. Bah, isn't it obvious? Naturally, the witness knew he would need to wear nice clothes for the royal visitation that was scheduled that day. He brought them to the silo in advance so that he could quickly change just before the royal visitation's arrival. That still makes you liar, pants on fire. Speaking of fire, Ingo, bestie, that fire that happened there. Oh, yes, of course. I need to be presentable after all. I can't look like a bum in front of the most important people in the kingdom. Wait a minute, this is insane. What kind of kangaroo court is that line? Kangaroo court is this. The prosecution keeps making excuses up on the spot. Ingo was clearly lying about buying the clothes before the trial. He's definitely trying to hide something. Your Honor, surely you won't, accept this blatant perjury. Except the judge, there can be no other explanation.
The prosecution's explanation does seem plausible.
What? Huh?
However, the fact that the witness then didn't simply say it himself and instead made up a lie about buying the clothes is indeed very suspicious. Defense! The prosecution has put them that there are no other possible explanation for this contradiction. What is your opinion on the matter? Can the defense think of an alternate version of event?
Yeah, this is big, aren't they? Okay, hold on. Think. Brain blast. Wait, no way we're gonna get a cutscene. Ingo is acting really suspicious right now. No way! He's desperately trying to patch up holes in his testimony to conceal his real movement. Oh my god! Why would he be doing that? Ingo as a waterbed silo. Ingo is the victim. Ingo is the murder. This is so sick though! Yeah, I'd say just like the fucking 3D Ace Attorney, this parody is crazy. Alright. If it's not Malon, Ingo is the only other person who could have done it. I have to assume he did, if I want to think Malon's innocent. With that in mind, why would Ingo change out of his work clothes? Blood. They got dirty. Talon's blood got on them. They were eaten by a cow. Imagine throwing down. Alright. There you go. When Ingo killed Talon, his clothes must have gotten blood on them. He had to change into something else to hide his involvement. But then, wouldn't the Sheikah force have found the clothes in the house unless they got burned? How could they have disappeared? They were stolen, they were thrown in fire, or they were thrown away. Okay. This game is sick. This is the closest thing I've gotten the feeling out of something Ace Attorney. That wasn't Ace Attorney. Ingo burned his clothes. Oh my god, the three pieces cutting together. This looks so good out of context. Absolute fucking cinema, dude. That's it. This explains everything. Dude, I will soon die. And the only thing that will be left is like the photograph of like Ingo burnt his clothes. And it's gonna be like my Danganronpa moment. This is gonna be like my, what was it again? 110. However the number sequence went. I can't believe I can offer an alternative explanation. Nonsense. Judge, the defense spent far too long sitting in silence just now. They clearly have nothing. I call for... because they can't see his fucking brain blast. Link was just staring in the distance, imagining the three goddesses. Not only can I explain it, but in fact, the defense formally accuses the witness of the murder. No! It's simple. Damn. Thanks for throwing an entire great jag at me. And of course, thanks for the reset. It's simple. The reason he had to swap his outfit, and why he's been lying about the circumstance ever since, is because it got stained with the victim's blood. Preposterous! If there were any discarded bloody clothes nearby, and the Sheikah force would have found them, and we would have been trying someone else for murder right now. Why? Are you actually correct? prosecutor. Oh? Naturally, Ingo couldn't have left his body clothes lying around. And so he used to dispose of the body. Alright. Yeah, no. Funniest thing. This reveals everything! There was absolutely fucking nothing. Are you sure?
Everyone is rather convinced, I think.
I must have grabbed the wrong piece of evidence.
Naturally, perhaps the spam penalty will help you pick the right one.
No! You would use lens of truth? I'm surprised there is no lens of truth, like, even just like an image or something in the court to kind of reference it. Naturally, Ingo would have left the bloody clothes lying around. And so he used this to dispose of them. Another badge. This is the psychic log item, right? It should be. No. Oh, better. Follow. Your Honor, cast your mind to the prince's last testimony.
The princess says, oh, yeah, that mysterious fire.
Two badges tied together, forming a spark, making a fire. Case closed. Surely you jest. You yourself made sure we all knew how meaningless your testimony was. The lens of truth would be the Magatama. It would be the Magatama, you're right. And yet, with this new context in mind, it gains a completely new meaning. An empty bottle of lamp oil, followed by a burned out fire. Ingo uses lamp oil to quickly burn away his stained work clothes. Uh-oh. Well, how about it, witness? My scenario explains everything. You killed Talon and tried to hide it. This is... No! Hold on! What dribble are you spouting here? Me? Kill Talon? You already know that's impossible! Oh? Yeah, we still haven't used the, watered down milk. Too busy for murder. Interesting. Everything said is wrong! You have no idea what you're on about! I have an alibi for the time of the crime. I just couldn't have done it. There's no way I could have completed those milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. The fire was just made for a quick breakfast, and there's no mystery here. Stop trying to pin some poor, innocent Ingo. Yeah, hold on, now I got you by the balls now. No, I shouldn't have to remind you in difference, but it's over sure that Ingo was able to complete the shipment in time. Adding more things for him to do, and the time is preposterous. That's right, the great Ingo is efficient at his job, not that efficient. No, it had to have been him. I'm sure of it. There must be some trick at play here, some kind of shortcut, huh? I must find it. Oh, look at him, he just looks so innocent. Cross-examination. Yeah, the grudge. It's not that he fucked it up, huh? But again, remember the milk. No, wait, give him the age gap. Does Malundyne get channeled by Zelda, or will she just channel her dead sister? No, I think... No, the original Zelda died, and she's the new Zelda. I think that's wrong. I have no idea what you're on about. Or are you? He bomb hovered after killing Talon. Surely my scenario is more plausible at this point than these panic attempts to fix your story. Yes, a shortcut in the form of a jealous horse. What's more plausible isn't before you decide defense. It's the judge that makes the final call. As long as the alibi stands, I can't imagine him siding with you. Oh, the song, dude.
Yes, all these loose ends have been tied up before a decision can be made. Witness, please continue.
Okay. I have an alibi for the time of the crime. I just couldn't have done it. Okay. Well, could you explain what this alibi is again? With pleasure. The time of the crime, I was busy bringing the day's shipments of milk. That's hard work. I barely had enough time to get it done before the courier came to take them. Shipments were inspected by the Sheikah force and they were leaving the ranch. And as our resident detective has told us, they were found to be fully loaded up with bottles of milk. That's right. The Sheikah force itself is vouched for me. There's no way it could be the culprit. Oh, I disagree. There has to be a way. There must be. The judge has an alibi. Oh, I get it. There's no way I could have completed those milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. Or could you? Would it really have taken that long for it to murder someone and burn it? I know this is late, but this is the most Nick-ass fucking response he could have given. It would have taken long enough to definitely make this game infeasible. Completing these shipments is a rather involved process. You have to milk the cows, clean the bottles, pour the milk into them, put them into crates, and load those onto a wagon. I love working with the cows. But the part that takes the longest because you only get a little at a time. So, as Mr. Ingram said, the whole thing really does take a while. Father and I usually have to work together to get it done in time for the courier's arrival.
There you go, defense. Your own client who knows this is the unshakable truth.
Okay, so there's no way he could have completed the shipments and also do the killing. In that case, there has to be some way for him to finish work faster. I just have to find it, huh? Fire was just made for a quick breakfast. There's no mystery here. Okay, okay. Did enough time for breakfast, but not enough time to kill someone.
Yes, of course. Breakfast was cooking while I kept working. Then I just quickly gobbled it up.
There's no issue here.
In fact, yes, I remember it even burned a bit because I wasn't completely paying attention to it. That's why I had to get that glass of water too, you see. Had to wash it down after.
What a convenient little explanation. But if I know, he actually did cool up the breakfast and the fire burning. What's up close? Ew.
Continue, witness. We don't want to hear about the culinary adventure.
Of course, of course. My point just that I've been telling you this whole time. Alright, before we press for the milk. So, poor innocent Ingo. The only person who could have done this were you and Melon. And I know Melon very well enough to... She couldn't be the culprit. At least you as the perpetrator. Stop arguing with emotions!
Yes, yes. But now how much you value your friend. Let me remind you, though, that feeling don't matter at all here.
That's right, huh?
Either show us the evidence that puts Ingo's alibi to question or concede defeat, huh?
Where's Claude now? I mean, maybe gone. Maybe we could have done the work faster. I'm not sure. It would be nice if that was, though. I could sleep in a little longer every day.
Yeah, I think he would have shared it with you if you knew one.
That's what shortcut did you use, Ingo? Alright, so... however... we found these. We found things.
But did you though? Did you really complete those shipments properly? Defense, I should have to remind you that Chica first checked the boxes thoroughly. They were definitely full of milk bottles.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Look that way.
What are you getting at, Defense?
There you go, Your Honor.
Huh? Milk? For me?
Are you trying to bribe the judge now? I didn't think you'd stoop so low. The Crown will be informed of this. Oh, it's nothing like that. I'm honored to try tasting the milk. Just one little sip.
This is highly irregular.
Okay.
But to be honest, I could use a drink. All this talking does make one's throat dry, you know?
You probably talked at least out of everyone. You probably talked at least out of everyone here, though.
The defense and says I'll go ahead and take a sip.
Okay.
What passes for milk these days? It almost tastes like water.
Water? I have to agree. Definitely not standard milk. As we've heard from the princess and the detective, London Ranch is renowned for the quality of its products. But there's no way people would say that about milk this lousy. Also, don't worry, it's not drinking the evidence because we still have like an entire tray to more of these. And you know, Jelly, thanks for such a grape. Wait, is she here or did you just feel like it? Did I miss my girl?
Yeah, skim milk on blast, true.
Hold on, let me stretch. Okay, then Judge just ate all the evidence. Would that be a mistrial? No, because again, assuming we're not completely incorrect here, the entire crate it would be full of like watered down milk. Next skim milk, honestly, I like it too. Oh, ugh. Whatever. As if the unwashed masses would know the difference between quality and garbage. Where are you going with this defense? It's simply, you see. I received the bottle from Detective Impa, still unopened, during the first races. As we know, there were no milk shipments today, so this must have come in one of Ingo's shipments from yesterday. Ugh. It's true that Ingo couldn't have murdered Talon and also completed the shipments on his own. Unless he cheated. Ingo watered down the milk to get the shipments done in time. Order. Yes, I suppose that would work. Indeed, huh? All you have to do is milk your on the cows to save enough time without running the taste too much. I guess he used about 50-50 split of water and milk. This is no. That I down. You. Let me stop you right there. I will concede that something odd happened to the shipment, but all you have proven is that Ingo is a slacker. But how dare you? Be quiet, you mongrel! Sure, Ingo watered down the milk. That doesn't make him a killer, though, does it? Well, no, but I got something here. But now that we know he definitely could have done it. We know he did go to the crime scene. And we know he did have the time and opportunity to kill Talon as well. Yet there's a vital element missing still. Huh? Let me put it in simple terms so even an idiot like you can understand. Okay. No! Uh-oh. Not the rebuttal duty. The murder weapon. You lack the murder weapon. If Ingo... Dude, that's so sick! That's crazy. That's a crazy fucking reference to put here. You lack the murder weapon. If Ingo was the murderer, then... They couldn't have been the Saw. Is that so? And why is that? It's simple. If the girl's story about working on the fence is true, then she was using the saw while her father was being murdered. It couldn't have been in two places at the same time. Do I agree with this? There was only one saw in... Hold on, the ranch inventory. Yeah, there were 6 knives, 2 hammers, 1 wood saw. What else would like cause an irregular wound? Because the axe saw with no blood on it. Yeah, unless there's a second one. Broom. Ingo was the one doing the he stepped on 4 rakes. No, I feel like a rake wound would be too obvious. I'm almost inclined to almost agree. Yeah, no, but like the knives wouldn't cause an irregular wound. The Odyssey record never said it was a cutting. Hold on, that's the profile. Deep irregular wound made with a sharp metal object. Irregular, yeah, maybe. He's saying... I do not agree. No, the saw was the murder weapon. Oh wait, no, I meant the... Oh. Like the saw, it could have been no... No, did I fuck it up? The worst part is I have the right idea and then it still shows the wrong weapon. Okay. Why is that? It's simple, blah blah blah. Choke streamer, dude. Dude, the song that it's... Yeah, Impetus and Shinsaw was the only thing that could have been the murder weapon. Yeah. Again, I do agree. I believe we're in a complete agreement on this point. You do realize the problems that creates for you, right? I'm sure it can all be explained. That's it. Well, very well. Then let's move on to why nothing else could have been the murder weapon either. Okay. Where would the supposed other murder weapon have even come from? Okay. If the animator is watching, prosecutor direct minds animation are fucking flawless. They are, dude! Couldn't he have used any old thing? That's a question defense or discussion is over. No October, think this. Anywhere Ingo could have gotten a weapon from Redu. Exactly, okay. Yeah, he was the one who made the inventory. And again, what else could be in the perfume bottle, dude? Yeah, no, it has to be. Thank God we actually got access to it here. Have you forgotten this murder happened on a ranch? There are plenty of sharp things on site, huh? Oh, that's simply impossible. Wait, hold on. Let me get this here. I'm actually very interested in. The song was so much on the right. Yeah, dude, it's so good. Rotom did about 75% music and did the other 25%. You both are, again, as mentioned earlier, I love drum hacks. I love people's like little passion they put into stuff. And again, I love music and all that. I really just want to say, everybody who's worked on it, incredible. We checked all the sharp objects in the ranch and searched everyone. No fresh blood was found anywhere else. Okay, interesting. What do I have to say here? Couldn't Ingo have just hidden it, disposed of it, wiped it off? Even if he wiped it off, there's only one song that we know of. Even if he wiped it off, wouldn't he have just like burned together with his clothes here? None was found on the saw, that's what I'm thinking too. But at least we found the corresponding bloody cloth, which to be fair was only used to. Supposedly she wiped the saw cloth with the cleaners here. Hold on, this is actually something I have to like, really think about it. What did make it? What kind of question is that? Dude, you've been disposed of it. Where would he dispose? I want to say he wiped it. Yeah, because like the other two, the Sheikah would have found it. Blood leaves traces. It's not easy to get rid of. People like us aren't so sensitive, but other beings like the Zoros can easily tell by smell. Naturally, Sheikah Force employs people just like. Then why didn't they find the burnt clothes if they? Also, London Ranch focused on selling horses and milk. The animals there aren't regularly butchered, so there's no good reason why any of the tools would have pretty fresh blood on them. Any such implement would have stood out like a sore thumb. Well, I guess that's a good point. I may have to rethink that. I need to know, is there anything that implies... Wait. It's not the autopsy report that I'm looking for. I feel the need to... I mean, it could be burnt. Even then, the soil would have been like gone through. Is there a lethal wood tool on the manifest? Yeah, again, if he's the one, he could have used the Quip Scope to remove it from his inventory. I'm gonna say hidden. Couldn't English just hidden it? Ugh, the kingdom's best investigators are in the case. We found no sign of anything buried on the premises. And even Ingo skipped part of his work. We still wouldn't have had the time to hide anything far away from the ranch. He may be an idiot, but do you really think he would have risked the weapon being found? Now, listen here. Silence! Yeah, no. I guess I'm too wrong already. I guess but like, how do you dispose an entire weapon? That's like my biggest issue. I'll still press it. But I'm not happy with that, if that's the correct answer, which I don't. Couldn't English just dispose of it in some way? Ah, that's impossible, you see. Okay. That progresses? Fuck my life, dude. No items from the ranch's inventory where a list were missing, and that list is indisputable. Is it though if he wrote in? How can you be so sure the inventory is accurate, Well, use your head, There was a royal visitation scheduled for that day. The ranch owner needed everything to be in order. He would have double, even triple checked the list if it were done. I suppose he would have, but... No, I don't see that. The inventory list itself is false. Oh, fascinating. What exactly makes you question the very veracity of this document? That would be... something about the image. Yeah, no, not another piece of evidence. It's simple. You only need to brief look at the inventory to see it can't be trusted, Oh? You can't just go around making such general statements, defense. Find out exactly what the inventory makes it suspect, okay? I hope this is close enough to what it should be. There. Take that! Just look here. The ones who compiled this list was Ingo himself. He could have easily falsified the counts as part of his plan. You even got the cursor selection at 6, dude? That doesn't matter. Or does it, Nothing could have left the ranch. Yeah, that's the part that stresses me out too. Wouldn't have Ingo been able to just throw the item out over the fence? Obviously, we searched the pyramid of the ranch as well. Nothing we found was found anywhere. That's the most important point. Nothing. Wait. I don't think he would be so stupid. But what do we have except for the returned... Yeah, the fact that it got sent to the wrong address is very telling. Probably in the box? I think it's a box to see it. I keep pressing the wrong button. I gonna go for the return because that one like gives closer to the answer. If this is a regular ace attorney, they would first ask for milk shipments and then ask to present milk shipment return, please. This evidence reveals a clear contradiction in testimony, Mr. Your Honor. Oh, the only thing that's clear is your income. Oh my god. Okay, we're going for the regular milk shipment. I fucking hate you. If this is the answer. I really oh my god, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. This could have... This should... I did... Undo my penalty right now, you fucking boomer. I knew it. I even said if this was Ace Attorney, they would first ask for the shipment and then the return. Are you really sure nothing left the ranch? What about the few little shipments of milk? Preposterous. Have you forgotten what's that in shipments? Had to be checked by the Sheikah first before they were allowed to leave. That's true, but there's a place the Sheikah could have overlooked. What in Din's name are you babbling about, We're talking about the box standard crates here, boy. Not exactly vast dungeons full of nooks and crannies and stuff like. If this was Ace Attorney, they would now give me a 3D view into the crates, and I would have to rotate it to find a hidden compartment. Where could they miss the murder weapon? It's simple. They overlooked the crates stems way. The crate was actually the blue badger. They didn't look inside the bottle, but like, how do you hide a weapon? They did not look inside the bottles for sure. Very carefully. What? The bottles was just full of blood. They would have seen that. No, the weapon is here, maybe. So, but how do you hide the soundbar? Exactly. You know what actually fucks me up? Can somebody explain to me how they put like these like little miniature ships in bottles, by the way, while we're on this topic? Maybe the answer to that can help me understand how a fucking saw could fit in there. Tweezers. No, but how? It's like the entire ship that's like much bigger than the opening. Piece by piece. That doesn't make sense. You put the ship in the bottle? Yeah, likely answer. I think it's aliens. Dragmire is hiding a bullet in his shoulder. Okay. Okay, they put the bottle around the ship. Thank you, that's what I wanted to hear. So like, who's saying that they didn't build the bottle around the saw? No, I don't think it's the content of the crates. It might be the... They did look in there. These are the two answers that I'm there for. If I now choke, I'll actually cry. Yeah, but like, how? What? Unless he died from poison and then got stabbed? I say it's the crate. The crate themselves. They used a big chunk of wood to kill the victim and then nailed it on the crates. And see, oh, the weapon was definitely metal. Yeah, shit, that's... I didn't think he was gonna go on that angle. But the weapon was wooden. He would have just burned it together with the cloak to ensure he would never find it. Alright.
The fancy entire argument hinges on this point, you know? Try to think...
No, please, no, I'm not one hard. Fuck, I didn't think they were gonna take this angle! Oh, I'm gonna cry. Fuck, I shouldn't have presented the fucking badge! I'm gonna have my own Ace Attorney cell breakdown. I'm gonna say bottles then. Yeah, it's sharp. But it also... Again, they did say they checked the crates, just not... There. Woo! There's one place inside the crates that the Sheikah couldn't have checked early without ruining the shipments. The thing is that there's at least 3, if not more, I'm sorry for the spoilers, Ace Attorney cases where it's like, oh, looky look, there's nothing in the box. Oh wait, would you look at that hidden super compartment where a second layer and you just peel it off and oh my god, there's the thing. Why would I not assume it wouldn't be there? Who the fuck thought of like that I was talking about stabbing someone with wood? Why can't the game read my mind? Okay, without ruining the shipments. That's right. Ingo put the murder weapon inside one of the bottles to conceal it from search.
That does seem plausible.
Fuck this, I'm cutting Gumshoe's salary. No, wait a moment. Nothing could have left the ranch, okay. A weapon in milk bottles wouldn't just go alone on it. Someone would have reported it. I will press for the dialogue. I think it's a shipment return. How can you be so sure?
Do you even know how much milk on average the milk bar is each day? All the shipments must have certainly been completely used up by now. Someone drinking that from the bottle would have found it for sure. Choked with him, even if it took a large big swig. It would have been a scandal.
Well, he's right about that, but he's missing some vital information. I like that Link's cockiness here. Made him actually flinch before I even... Imagine if I now presented the wrong one. Oh, baby, let's go. You would be correct, that a weapon showing up in someone's milkshake would cause quite a stir. If the milk ever actually made it to any milk bar, that is. You see, I overheard a very interesting tale during the recess. Word was sent from a ranch not long ago that one of the shipments returned unopened due to being misaddressed. Oh, no! Wait, are we gonna see an Ingo breakdown? Indeed, if you recall, Ingo was the one who handled all of that. Now that's strange. The ranch supplies the same milk bars every day. Even if he had messed up the street address a little, the courier would have known where the shipment was meant to go. Oh, who could have bungled it that badly? It's almost as if he didn't want anyone receiving the bottle of milk with a murder weapon in it. Ooh! I bet Ingo expected this box to stay in shipping limbo a while longer. How unfortunate for him that the postal service was on his game today. Maybe because they were worried it would start to smell.
I believe this calls for us to investigate the boxes of milk more closely. Soldiers, have these boxes retrieved from the ranch immediately.
I want to see what kind of weapon. What kind of fuck-ass weapon are we talking about? Oh, hey, my hearts are back. Yay.
Hey man. My fucking metal detector that I leave in my milk crate receiving zone went off. What's up with that?
I don't know, man. I just sent the box away again. Yeah, we can spam badge again. This is slander. Why would I kill Talon? Sure, he's a bit of a layabone, but she did give me a job. Why would I want him dead? The motive? That's simple. Why? I'm surprised you're asking about it. The evidence easily explains the motive. Okay, I got you. Hold on. Where is the... There. The employees. I'm so smart. The very inheritance document you brought to the court's attention states the following. In case of the testator's death, his daughter, Malin of London Ranch, will inherit the ranch, unless she is unable to oversee it, in which case it shall be divided between the crown and the remaining employees.
Oh!
Hehe. If I pronounce it correctly. What? You not only killed Talon, but decided to frame Malin for your crime as well, so you would have to be the one to inherit part of the ranch. That's why you volunteered to work in silo all day. Gave you an alibi so that Malin could be the only possible culprit. Of course you knew about the royal visitation in advance. You knew Malin would go back to the ranch house to prepare everything before they arrived. A perfect setup for the royals to find her the next body. No! What are you talking about? Talon's side. The ranch over to me? Preposterous! Did he really not know? Is he fucking retarded? I guess it was Drakmeyer who procured the actual document, not him. Your Honor?
What is it, soldier?
Oh, that's actually fucking funny then. He just wanted to kill him for making his life miserable. But he didn't skip a single day of work. He always got treated like the lesser. Okay.
The box you requested. Already? That was quite fast.
Apparently the team at the ranch had already noticed something alright with it unknown. The box arrived just as we were able to rush the courier to deliver a message. Well. Let's see for ourselves then, shall we? Sorry. That's crazy. No! I wonder what it could be. It's not that we're going through a 3D model, but I think this is close enough. Not the first time without clicking around something either, but still. Get it wrong for the funny. How funny. The fact that there's actually blood is crazy. How did the Sheikah not see that then? You know what? I'm gonna click on Patrick. Take that. Nothing there. No, wait, it's not that. It must be the bottle. It's... What? Wait, it must be the bottle that's tinted red. Is she actually fucking spelling it out for you? Carried? Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Here it is, from the bottle that's like red tinted the bottle. Looks like some kind of serrated knife. That explains the irregular wound pretty nicely.
How could those Sheikah idiots have missed it?
I'm sure the milk was pure white when they first checked it. It took a whole day for the blood to dissolve in it. That can't be right. I know it's always... No, I don't believe that. This is garbage. Wait, you had a colorblind playtester who couldn't see it. I see. That's actually pretty cool. You know what? I always appreciate these little things. You were the colorblind playtester. It's funny how many people who either were involved with the game or, you know, like already played it are currently here. Alright. Updated milk report. Yeah, it's an A3 reference here, right? Either way, no matter how you slice it, this proves my theory, right? Dude, no, I'm gonna be real. I don't know if you two know each other. Like, your entire fucking chat log has been... has been nothing but... There you go. And sorry, but like, he's been sticking out on my fucking... the entire, like, over an hour, dude. I've had it, fine. You wanna know why? You wanna know why I really killed that scumbag? He wasn't played it? Wait. Was he? The thing is that the entire time he was like, why did you make that game? Why did you... Huh? You have to understand, I had... From my understanding, the entire... It's like, why did you make that game? What is going... That's crazy. Alright. Pat, I'm sorry. Morch, what? Oh, what inspired you? Okay. The plot twist, dude? Yeah, then... Okay, I'm apologizing. I work with the information I had, and I have to admit it. No, it's not... You have to understand. You know, I want to apologize, but like from my perspective, it was like more seemed unrelated and then making fun of someone for being colorblind without context if these two knew each other.
Moriko
like... just
killed an innocent man. That's the next case.
Okay. I'm sorry, man. Alright. Objection! Macno's actually innocent and merely engaging in playful banter. Alright, okay. I say, like, sometimes you just have, like, some near chats who are a little weird. Yeah, I've been mean to me this whole time. Can't believe... okay, yeah, it's true. The first time got pinned because the typos were funny. But, like, you have to understand...
Are you winning, son?
Okay, let me quickly make my case clear before I say anything. From my perspective... You were the first thing was like, you know, why are you playing video game Ace Attorney Ocarina of Timed? And then like ask question to people involved. So and I was like, okay, clearly from my understanding, he isn't involved. And then like making fun of someone like that, you know, okay. I'm so sorry. And hi, Tenchi. All right. From our perspective, you are being strong enough. So true. Anyway, hello, Radius. We're playing a very fun OT, Ace Attorney. Akira's out. Next time we should have a court case to determine if someone gets banned. That would actually be fun to like work on a scene like that. Alright, how was your stream? I hope you're having a great time. I'm just gonna quickly greet the raiders before we like go through with what's happening here. We tried to play Waltz, but Title Update 2 shut down the servers. That's fucking funny. Yeah, no, if any of the raiders want to play this game themselves, it's actually very easy.
We declare Moriki Kyohon guilty.
Oh, thank God I'm not Moriki. But I know, if any of you guys want to play the game, it's very easy to just go on the website where they're hosting. You can literally patch it there, play it, and you can say like very close to the absolute finishing here. Yeah, Capcom even punishing people that like WADs. It's just how it be, dude. The game thinks the title update is already out and won't let you play online until... What? Until you update your game. Okay, that's fucking funny. Alright. Sorry already? You've been warned? Some funny... to redeem some funny greetings. You're just doing maintenance. It was posted like 3 days in advance. You have to say, I feel like you updating your game should be always mandatory for stuff like that. So you admit it? Yes, I admit it. What would you do if one day, after years of back-breaking labor, despite pulling all your endurance, you were thrown away like rubbish without any reason? Fired! Farewell, we don't need you anymore. What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, don't lie. I heard it all. I was just returning back from another day of spine-wrenching work and Look and behold, what's this? Malon telling her talking behind my back. I heard it all. We'll let him go after the visitation. He can't handle things without him. And so, after volunteering to work on that shipment, I quietly slipped out while the girl was busy and shanked the good-for-nothing slacker. You would have seen his face. He didn't expect it at all. So yes, Malon, I killed that lazy bum you called a father. And he deserved it. Game is so aggressively British. Please don't tell me it's a misunderstanding.
Order! The witness will cease his boasting over such a terrible deed. I think we've had enough. Soldiers, take him away.
Wait just a moment. Ingo. Yes, girl? Want to apologize for what you've done? Apologize to me? You're horrible! You weren't planning to fire a dog. Only must understand what you were saying.
What?
No. It's so much work recently. Well, you know how it goes with the royal visits. Always a busy time. Gotta make sure everything's in tip-top shape. I do worry somewhat about that old Ingo, though. He's been complaining about his back recently. I wish he'd take a step back and relax sometime. Maybe you should maybe we should convince him to take a vacation? No, there's an idea. It'd do him some good to just get out for a while. I'll discuss it with him after the visitation. After things calm down, we can handle everything without him. You are planning what? A vacation for me? And no, I can't be so. Please say this so. Oh, that's the breakdown? No way. I knew we were gonna get an Ace Attorney style breakdown. This is... No. I'm telling you right now. I don't think... it might be easy to be like, haha, what an idiot, what a misunderstanding. I think if he has worked over 20 years or so there, not skipped a single day, put his all into everything while still being basically in poverty, hearing that you're gonna be fired, and
Man
especially
murdered
the age,
in court by Sickens.
yeah. Misunderstanding he committed murder. Yeah, but dude, motherfucker is pretty much 44 and has dedicated a large chunk of his life working there every day. I'm not saying that he did the right thing, but I do genuinely believe that as far as one emotional reaction goes, it's not, yeah, no. I'd go cuckoo too, for sure. Now if it actually been fired, then sure, yeah. He sounds like a workaholic that just complains all the time. Same time. I mean, there are a lot of older people like that, right? Who just like put everything, even though, you know, they were basically work out of necessity because it's the right thing, they actually believe in all that. So I can understand that, just like basically throughout the entire thing barely being recognized and then like being perceived, discarded like that, huh? Yeah, but what kind of, I asked for a raise, a break. I mean, that very much, yeah, no. A real court would take into account things like premeditation, yeah. But he also is clean out all day in the head, yep. Maybe he has lead poisoning. I mean, to be fair, okay, I'm sorry, before we continue with the game, I find it fascinating that, you know, everybody was like, hey, you know, at least, you know, this generation here, it's not gonna have lead poisoning, unlike boomers, you know, and we're just gonna have microplastics, and then, wrong, both. Did you see the fucking e-cigarette bullshit? Wrong, both. It's so good. The vape thing, I always knew I felt I was justified. Wait, what? Some studies, like, you know, just like revealing that, you know, you get funny lead brain from funny e-cigs. Yep, that funny water metal. Anyway.
We have witnessed today the results of a truly horrifying misunderstanding. But misunderstanding or not, what you did was truly unforgivable.
Alan was a kind man, beloved by all who had the good fortune to cross his path. His loss will be felt not only at his ranch, but all across Hyrule. I've been so glad you don't smoke. I mean, yeah, no, for real.
The killer turned out to be an utterly pathetic man with illusions of grandeur. I mean, look at him! An utter idiot, dressed like a clown.
Listen, I'm not defending him, but oh my god! Oh, he looks like a sad wet cat. That's so fucked. Dragmar's drag him, dude. He's really laying into him. I bet he's upset because you lost.
What's that saying about glass houses?
True.
Prosecution, we're on the side. I think it is time to declare today's verdict. It's just a formality, but will be defendant. Please step up on the stand.
Yippee. Yippee, yippee, yippee.
Young miss, I am very sorry for the situation you have found yourself in. I am very glad you appear to have such a good attorney as a friend.
I wouldn't have chosen anyone else. Aw, thanks.
Now then, without further ado, the name of God is Hylia and sacred land of Hyrule, I hereby find Malon of London Ranch not guilty.
Yippee! Oh my god, is that the same firework effects you see at the ending of OoT? I think those are the exact same particles. Oh my god.
Court is adjourned.
Yeah, oh that's really cool. I'm amazed he caught that. One of my favorite thing about drum hacks is a lot of people will reuse the textures and already implemented stuff. You see that a lot. My favorite thing is kind of starting, hey, for this wall or for this weird thing you use like Jabu Jabu's interior texture. If there's one thing, I fucking love my stupid pattern recognition. You know, when Karma would have won the case, he would have made sure. He either wins the case or he kills himself too. March 17, 12:32 p.m. Hyrule. I just had to look at the time because that's actually crazy. Very close. Yeah, ROM hacking is cool because you get to be extremely lazy. Exactly. If you're clever about like implementing things. I've only like worked with like a little bit like SMW and SM64 before. But I do pay a lot of attention to these kind of things. Hyrule Grand Court, defendant lobby number 3. We did it. I suppose so. I guess Ingo's opera's kind of soured the mood, huh? I don't think I can ever forgive Mr. Ingo for what he's done. That's fair enough, honestly. Not the date, but the time. Really though, you shouldn't think about that for now. No! I can't bench! You're free, it's time to celebrate. I guess you're right. Excellent work. I knew you'd pull through. Oh, thanks. I hadn't thought about... I couldn't have done it without you, so really, thank you. No, that's not quite right, huh? If you want to thank someone, I'm not the one who deserves it the most. Huh? Your Highness! You! She is 14. Gadzooks! I thought you were going back to Hyrule Castle. What strength did... I can't read. What strength did Imp have to pull together here? But I realized I should apologize for what I did personally. It's an honor. There is no need to bow. Not after what I've done. Really, it's not for my status. I would have been carted off to prison alongside that angry little man. Perjury's, yeah, pretty serious, so that's probably not entirely wrong. Oh, it's usual. You don't give yourself enough credit, Your Highness. How can you say that, Detective? I almost condemned an innocent man to prison. Yes, there's some things you should think twice about doing in the future. But it's all thanks to you that the young man later finally went free. Huh? Come on, attorney. Show Her Highness what I'm talking about. Oh boy! Bench! Well... Impa just shot me the most unimpressive face. Never mind about that. In any case, I'm sure Miss Mellon isn't too upset. Well... Sure? Sure not. We have orders to escort the princess back to the castle immediately. I didn't say it before that. Did I now... Am I now locked out of the secret ending? Farewell, Your Highness. Uh-oh. And so they left. Now then, listen to me. I know that I'm perhaps being too lenient on the princess, but... Half times are ahead. Princess will need all the confidence.
Join forces with me to kill off Hyrule's royalty.
She needs to learn to take responsibility for her actions too, though. And she will. Huh? Her Highness is in for a rather unpleasant afternoon today, I imagine. The urgency in which she was escorted out there isn't coincidental. Oh, is the king going to scold her? At the very least. Now then, my duty's call, unfortunately, so I must be off. Again, you did well today, both of you. I trust that I will be able to rely on you in the future proceedings as well. I'll try my best. That's all I ask. That unpleasant prosecutor seems to be making its way over here, so I'll be excusing myself post-haste. Farewell. You! Hello, nice day we're having, isn't it? Tell me, now, where did that blasted detective go? To have my reputation tarnished this way by some novice attorney from the boonies. Dramatic much? He looks about ready to burst into anger. Don't be such a sore loser. You lost, deal with it. Yeah, we got the right verdict. Doesn't that make him a little bit gladder? Oh? Yes, I suppose there's some worth in that. What transpired is most unfortunate. I can only offer my condolences. Just remember that— Get that thing out of my face! Remember that it was the meddling of that idiotic princess and the stupidity of the blasted detective that led to your arrest. If you have any grievances, take it up with them. I suppose there's some truth to what he's saying. Speaking of the detective, it appears she has fled him from me like a cuckoo on fire. Mark my word, she will regret what she's done for generations! Okay. Well, that sure was something. I don't know if he was being sincere, just wanted to shift blame onto someone else. I wouldn't say he's entirely blameless. Never mind then. Do you think you'll be alright running around the ranch by itself? Of course I'll come visit, but I have my attorney duties too. I'll get in touch with the castle and see if they can spare some men to work at the ranch. Silly as my father may have seemed, he really did prepare me to take over them one day, and he's taught me well. I'll make sure the animals are well cared for, just as I always have. That's the spirit. I believe in you. I really want to thank you for bringing the truth to light. If it wasn't for you, I don't even want to think what could have happened. I'll mention it, I'm glad everything worked out in the end. And so ended a very personal case for me. It felt like a weight has been lifted off my back. Helen continued working at the ranch, hoping to make it prosper even beyond what her father was able to accomplish. I really didn't think much about it, but the days following were some of the happiest I've lived for a long time. Little did I know that the terrible tragedy would soon shock the entire kingdom. I'd find myself smack dab in the middle of it. But that's a legend for another day. I allegedly say. Cinema. Dude, the cutscene and everything too. Crazy. If we ever get a sequel, I'll be there day one. We will be there no matter what. Ah, sick. Now ban the guy again. I do apologize that I'm always like a little bit quick on the trigger. Hey, I see some people here in the scene modeling. I do apologize and I'm always like quick on the trigger, but again, I always need to... I kind of want to ensure that the vibes here are as clean as can be. It was made to flex on Skywar's NPC maker. That's actually sick. Dude! That's the fucker from Twilight Princess. What are you doing here? Yeah, the end. Yeah. They're being a pain in the butt and how... I'm gonna continue this way forever. That's fine, dude. Now that I have a better grasp on your intentions, right? Oh wait, it's the fuckers from Phantom Hourglass. Yeah, no, I was thinking about the fucking Yetis from Twilight Princess for some reason.
Now have Bad be the murderer for Nano's case.
Oh, hell
Barter
no.
KEKW.
Dude. Nicola, thanks to Jimbo Slim. Hell appreciate it. Let me like up the music a little bit here. Sick. Cinema. Sick. I like how Ganondorf is giving me like a vibe between Von Carmel and Van Zeeks actually. And again, seeing like young Zelda without her stupid fucking headpiece actually is great. The guy from Spirits of Justice. The Triforce symbol resembles the Tanegashima family emblem. Interesting history. Huh. When the guys come up with the ROM hack that features Majora's Mask Skull Kid, masterminding the death of a Deku, Goron, and Zora by manipulating people that are going to kneel for 5 hours. That would actually get crazy. I am praying so hard that we actually get more MM hacks in the future. And this is great, Ace Attorney. Oh my god, what is wrong with my brain that I just keep messing up games right now? I know. Dude, I even streamed the entirety of Great Ace Attorney and even fucking voiced the final act for like 10 hours, dude. And I still fucked it. Sick. Cool. Love it. Great. No, Luigi, I believe in. I had a friend tell me there is more to the game, but he said he wasn't gonna tell me how. So if there's anything I need to know. Oh! Okay. Extra 1 is now unlocked. Hold on, let me check. Sick. Okay. Extra, meanwhile, somewhere else. Epilogue credit. Okay. I like that you can actually choose between them, though. That's sick. One? You added Mario 64? Okay, that's really. I'll say that felt all. Wait, this is sick though. Oh, he controls like shit. And -1 lives because he died. No way, dude. I saw the first jump and the ground texture. And I was so sure, but no. Oh my god, he controls the— what is wrong with him? There's a rum. Oh, okay. That makes it okay, that makes it a little bit more bearable, I think. Well, okay. Oh, he has a wall jump! Wait, no, no. Alright. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. No, this is like modified SM64. It is, dude. The textures too. Don't fuck with me. Ah. Ay. I don't know if you can long jump here. Is this purgatory? No. I don't see it. Same with Scratch actually, which you can probably tell. Yeah, but I mean like the textures specifically. Okay, okay. Ah, why would this scare me? Ah, okay, okay. I'll just... I am platform... Ah! There's something about this man made of soap. There you go. Okay. Where is he going? Okay. Its noises are great, huh? Yeah, it just are a little bit janky, but whatever. Wait. Oh, wait. Okay. I see. Forest clear. Oh, I really needed one of those. Thanks. And Tron, I'll tell you about a secret I've heard. Supposedly, there's a game with a giant egg in which you can become a criminal. Billy Hatcher? And a pair of games with climate change and time travel. Instead, extras can be unlocked by connecting them on the title screen using a certain access. Now, I think what it means, but I'm sure you can figure it out. So, how are we gonna use Link's Awakening and the Oracle games here? Hope your emulator supports the transfer pack. I have terrible fucking news. Oh no! So can somebody like tell me how to add the transfer pack to RetroArch? Now if I was you know you can grab one of the recommended emulators, maybe. Step 1, stop using RetroArch. But it's so convenient! Oh, I'm lazy. I got Parallel Launcher and RetroArch. I don't need more. Alright. So even if I grab an emulator with... Even if I grabbed one of the recommended emulators, I need to grab the individual games and then somehow connect them. You know what? That's when nuts on the hardware support, eh? Transfer pack and support on the N64 mic. What do you mean on the N64 mic? We're skipping the good end? Are you gaslighting me or nothing? But it said it supports the N64 mouse and they had Hey You Pikachu voice thing too. What? Sounds like instruction with certain emulators in the readme. Or you could make the viewers download the game to play it. You know what? I'm kinda in the mood for it. Hold on. Hero of Law. 1 second. Let me where is it? That's the release trailer. And I'd suggest using Ares, but that's just me. Yeah, the thing is that I don't know how long it takes to set up. I might even... The thing is that, can I use it right off the bat? Or do I need to, like, have a finished, do I need to have a finished, save file? Oh, let me, like, download the emulator, the fucking soundtrack while I'm at it. Let's call it the missing the post, trial presentation in the bat end. Right off the bat, okay. It almost sounds like a task for another day. I could leave you guys on a cliffhanger. How about that? I'll set everything up, and next week we're gonna continue our shit. What's it called again? The time lost. Okay, we're gonna do the extra trial of Hero of Law and time lost on the same stream next week. Does that sound good? I think that sounds about right. There's more than an hour. Hold on, let me just see. More than an hour of extra content. Yeah, it sounds about right. Okay, then we'll definitely leave it for next week. It's very exciting. I need to see how it continues. Sounds like Future Mort is gonna hate you. That's crazy and sounds like not my current problem. Yeah, having a Link's Awakening save enhances the experience. I need to like, see if it's like, do I need both Oracle games and Link's Awakening or just one of them? Because I don't think you can fit in more than one game in the transfer pack, right? Or is it like only one Oracle? What about Link's Awakening then? It's one Oracle game and Link's Awakening. So you can swap the cards out once you unlock them. Ah, that's so cool though. You know what? I need to fucking find out without like, you know, necessarily you know, paying like a third service, like how to like get that shit on a real N64 cartridge. I do have a writer for GBA and GBC, but like this sounds like a fucking treat to like have physics. I want to like print some sticker and just, you know, God, this is like above and beyond incredible work for real. What's really funny is that like for the longest time, like, you know, an Ocarina of Time modding, like it's been like a thing for like a while, and like even relatively advanced. The biggest issue is that like unlike SM64, where you can just like cobble something together, and it will be fun regardless, because again, Mario is just fun to control. It takes like actual thought and like level design and everything else, like make something work in OoT. Got my card, flash card for N64. Interesting. Let me quickly open up the tab here. That's really affordable. What the fuck? That's crazy. It is kind of mocks Time Lost. I like Time Lost because the game humor... Okay, no disrespect to the hacker. The game's humor is garbage. And the game is... It has good dungeon progression most of the time, but it's also so... The rooms that are straight up sadistic, straight up not fun, straight up made to give you the worst time possible is exactly why I'm playing it, not gonna lie. I do like charming and, you know, soulful, you know, little love letters to the franchise hacks, but I also really love hacks that unfortunately fucking push your soft spot in and call you a bitch. This mod was made with a custom programming language just for OoT. That's fascinating. Is there any documentation on that? Love me programming, and I would love to like at least get a bit greater understanding on how any of this here works. It's like I always like kind of assumed this was like using decomp and then like, you know, whatever. See, what's this bullshit? That's available for HOL. That's sick, dude. Huh? Okay, I'll definitely do some research. That sounds great, actually. So that's what this mod and the tool is available. Sick. Okay. Again, thanks for like all the input here, and again, this has been great. Again, I primarily stream ROM hacks, sometimes indie games, and of course Monster Hunter thrown in the mix as well. Obligatory GitHub mention from Deb, yeah. Yeah, I saw like the NPC maker by Scalo and the source make for HL is available on GitHub. Okay. You know, and again, thanks for like keeping stuff like open source too, because of course, not everybody has to do it, but like just giving us like the chance to kind of like look into it is so incredibly based. the upload keywords anywhere. I usually upload them to YouTube, which is currently a little bit backlogged because I did like a long stream marathon. You can, however, check out after stream. I do there will be like the highlights on Twitch. They're just not gonna be like thumbnails and properly chaptered, you know. Anyway, with that said, we do have a Twitter, we do have a Discord, and we do have a YouTube. I will be rating someone, and we will... Okay, as for schedule, I have to admit, I still have to do some slight changes because stuff massively got in the way, but I will also be uploading those on Twitter and Discord after. Honestly, again, I've had like doing like more fucking game stuff in mind other than just like a little bit like SM64, SMW. So this actually doesn't sound too uninteresting, and I wonder how much of it can be applied to Majora's Mask because that's my baby. But for now, I need to rest, and I'll think about it some other time. Oh yeah, and there's a watch on tomorrow. We're actually gonna continue Mystic Knights of Tir Nanog after 2 weeks of not doing so. Anyway, we're gonna be raiding oh, Alice is doing some Dark Souls. Okay, not so much right now. Well, grab your last gremlins because we're out of here. Bye bye. Atsubata!